What's up? Welcome to another episode of Speak Life right here on Gorilla Cross. I'm your host, Quan59. Got my co-host, Joe Seif, back in the building. How you doing?
What's up, everybody? I'm good.
We missed you last week.
Yeah. I wanted to be here, man, especially with that performance that Q did, man. It was great. I wish I would have been here.
It was fun. Listen, man, if you guys are watching live, please share the live video stream with your people. We broadcast live usually every Tuesday at 7 p.m. West Coast time. But when we have guests from the East Coast, we try to give them a extra hour, you know what I'm saying? Because I know it gets late for people out there. So we are live a little bit early today. But we appreciate everyone for tuning in. If you're watching live right now, please share the live video stream with your people. Just share and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed yet. We do have a lot more we're going to be doing on the channel throughout the week, so make sure you tune in and subscribe. Joe Seif, how's your week been?
Week's been good, man. It was a lot of work. Just a lot of work. We had an annual women's symposium at the church, and I do media, so moving up to it for this last month has been really busy, and the last week was like the home stretch, and then being there for the actual event was an all-day thing. So it was a very busy week.
Yeah, dealing with all those women.
Oh, that was a good
Makes
thing.
it a little harder, right?
No, so here's the thing, man. Like, one of the coolest things about being at like a women's conference type of thing is like, so you like, I was like one of the only guys there. There was 3 guys there, and we were playing in the back, right? Like, we were just in the back doing all media, sound, and everything. And I see sometimes, like, I feel like the church is on women's back a lot. Like, they carry the church a lot sometimes. And I feel like they go for God harder in worship than most men do. I'm not sure if it's a macho thing because we don't want to look whatever.
Yeah.
But dude, they're just so free and they worship so genuinely, and it was beautiful. Like, I'm back there in tears because of the testimonies and stuff. So, but it was good. It wasn't like it's a woman thing. No, it was just like, man, God was moving. So it was dope. Yeah.
That's dope. All right, man. We're going to get right into it, man. We've been wanting to do this interview for a minute. Me and you got here one day early in the morning. Well, early for me. I think it was normal time for you. But we got here early to preview the album. And we didn't want to listen to it until we sat down together and really got to vibe together on this album. Let the church say amen.
Big up.
We have live on the line Mr. Taelor Gray and Mr. Peace586.
Big up.
What's good, fellas? How you doing?
Yo.
What's happening?
I'm blessed. Blessed and highly favored, for sure.
Dude, Peace, we had you on last year sometime, so we talked to you recent. We actually, we went through that album 3D, and you had a couple tracks with Taelor on it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, bro, it would be super dope if you guys did a project together. You texted me after the show and showed me some screenshots and said, I can't say anything, but it might be on the way. How did you guys make this happen?
Oh, in a nutshell, I basically just said, what are we doing, Taelor? I mean, are we just messing around, or are we serious about it? And he was like, let's go. And I was already making beats because I had an idea of making a going back to my roots and making a gospel hip hop joint, back in the 90s when I used to flip, and just taking it back to the roots of it all, flipping breaks and flipping samples. But this time I wanted to make it real gospel, churchy feeling. And I thought it would be super dope for the guy I call my pastor, because he's my man, to spit rhymes over it, because not just because he's skilled, but I knew he would just spit real life over my beats. And so what I did was I made about, 18, 19, 20 joints. And I just sent them to him, and I was like, yo, I don't know, just let me know. And he basically nailed down 10 of the ones that he knew he wanted to write to. And then they started coming in. he started recording them, and I was like, man, what are we doing? Like, we have something special. And then of course, you know, nothing gets done without Daniel Steele.
Hmm.
So without Dan, this album, this project would never be what it turned out to be. So I can't take all the credit. You know, I just make skeletons. I just make beats, man. To be honest, I just make beats, and then Dan and I come together, and then he adds his flavor, and then Taylor, you know, he does what he does, and this is how it came.
That's dope. That's dope. I think I'm glad you shouted out Dan Steele, because I've been, the album's been on repeat since I got it, since I was able to download it, right? Even when I'm in the gym working out, I just keep it on repeat, and that's what I work out to. And I realized, like, I think it was like the third day I was listening to the album in my car, because I have like a subwoofer set in the back of my car, and it is so well, every song is so well mixed, because sometimes some albums, they sound too low end heavy or they're too high heavy, and it sounds so good in my car. I'm like, wow, like the mixing and the mastering on this is like unbelievable. Like, it's really good. So yeah, big up to Dan Steele, because Dan is the one that mixed it and everything, right? Like, mastered it.
Yeah, Dan definitely mixed it. But
Fire.
My boy, Tenacity, Scott Martin out of LA, who masters all of Street Corner Music, House Shoes' stuff. He does my mastering.
Okay.
Because he masters for vinyl, and so that's why it sounds real warm and solid the way it does.
Yeah, that sounds great. I mean, we listened to it in the studio. I've listened to it in the car quite a few times too. And yeah, everything is super crisp. It just, I mean, the production overall, bro, the beats are crazy. We actually sat here and listened to it 3 times. We were going to listen to it twice, and then we ended up, the first time we didn't even talk. I don't think at all.
Just note taking. Just note taking.
We would look at each other a couple times like, yo. And then the second time we talked a little more, and then we were like, we got to listen to these songs again. And you know, we kind of talked through them and everything. But the whole project is tight. Taylor, I remember talking to you a long time ago, and you know, Tunnel Rats were somebody you guys grew up listening to and loving, and now you're working with one. And you are one now, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But what's that like now, being able to do a full project with Peace586? Because I'm sure you got that same CD I got back in '96, I believe.
With the MP60 on the cover?
Yeah.
Yeah. A dream come true. I mean, like, you have a bucket list. I think, you know, if you're an artist, you're an MC, maybe there's certain people you want to work with. You try to align your story and what got you into hip hop and stuff like that. And so when I think the Tunnel Rats, Peace586, this is stuff that was like in our rotation when we were teenagers.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, man, to fast forward to now, to have like a full length project with only beats produced by Peace586.
Fire.
It's like the bucket list is evolving because there's certain things I just didn't know were possible.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and
crazy.
Just like the timing and everything that worked out. Big up to Dan Steele, aka Steely Dan. I think he is like a person who not only orchestrates music, but he orchestrates relationships.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, we all have personal relationships with each other. And then the best way that all works is that the personal relationship spills over into the creative. So, you know, we were able to just really just take some time and make a special moment out of this. And I think we caught lightning in a bottle.
Yeah, you really did. And what's that like, Peace? Just knowing you're working with somebody that, you know, was a fan back in the day when he I'm not even sure, Taylor, back then, if you even thought about making music or if you were making music back then. It's just like, I'm a fan of it.
They made me want to make music.
Yeah.
I heard LPG, and I heard all of just like the Tunnel Rat collective discography at that time. And me and my brother, we were like, oh man, we want to write like those guys.
Yeah.
So.
And you guys are coming from, you know, Ohio area, right? So to even get that music, we're in Vegas, so we're right up the street from LA and everything. So for us to get that music and to be fans of that, it was a different thing, right? but you guys are getting it all the way from the other side of the country when distribution wasn't where it is right now, where it's easily, easy to get.
Right.
But you guys were getting it and being fans of it from the other side of the country in a day and age when you weren't really allowed to be a fan of the other side of the country.
Yeah, man. I mean, the Christian bookstore.
Yeah.
We used to go to the Christian bookstore, and my parents from time to time would try to get us these Christian rap, Christian hip hop CDs to make us stop listening to the devil music. And, one day we got a chance. You remember the days where you could actually listen to the music in the store
before you buy it.
Pop open the CD
before you bought it. So
if you like Snoop Dogg, you'll love Gospel Gangsters.
Oh wow, yeah.
They had those up in there. Always had to compare everybody to somebody.
I know. Well, this time we were in the store and we were able to listen to Earthworm, and man, like it was a cassette tape, and it was just a special. From the moment we listened to it, it was like Chris wanted to go home and start like producing, like because he was already starting to get into music.
Hey, I got a question, Tay. I got a question. Did you just buy? Did your parents just buy you one tape, or did you buy one tape and then Chris buy one tape?
So I bought. Yeah, I got to buy one tape, and Chris got to buy one tape.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. I was.
You thought they had those dual cassette players where they just recorded one?
I thought he was dubbing our joints, man. You can't be robbing from me, bro.
Yeah, right.
You own $10.99.
That's not coming out in this interview. Never.
Man.
Oh man, that's dope.
No, but it was a special time, and we were listening back then, and those guys made us want to be artists, inspired us so much, man. So this is like first full circle.
Yeah. So Peace, how's that sound to you, knowing you're working with somebody that was a fan?
Man, I still go back to like 30 years ago. In my head, I'm still in the studio with all those cats, with Journey and Dax and Soup, and making that record, not even thinking that, in 2024, it would still be relevant. And then knowing that, there's a kid from Columbus, Ohio, that's just listening to my joint saying, man, this dude is motivating me to write and keep the message going 30 years later. Like, it blows my mind knowing that God chose me to be a vessel and just be a conduit for guys like Taelor to continue to spread the message worldwide. Because at the end of the day, I just I don't see myself as anything special. I just make music, bro. And I just try to make music for guys like Taelor and Albert and Dax and Zane and Rafi and Propaganda to give their words to put on a platter for people to consume and hopefully change their lives or think differently about life. That's it. That's all I see myself.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's so good. So I think it's really good. It's really refreshing to hear people with as talented as the both of you are, not be fake humble, but like truly legitimately be like humble about it. Not like, yo, I'm dope and I'm just saying something really nice for the sake of saying it. It's like lip service. It's actually like, yo, I never thought this was possible, and now it is. Like, I can do anything. Like, God can do anything. Let's go. That's cool, because I've met a couple of artists that they kind of have that air of like, I'm dope. Like I'm dope, bro. Like, and I know you want to, like, I'm your favorite MC's favorite MC. Like, I'm dope. you know.
Mm.
And I love the humbleness, man. The humility is really, really cool.
Thank you, Dodo.
I feel like it's missing.
Hey, but Dodo,
Yeah.
Dodo, don't get me wrong. We're dope.
Oh, I
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
And that's the thing.
You know that you don't have to
say that you're dope.
We're dope.
You don't
We're
have
dope.
to say that you're dope. And that's the thing,
Right.
because there are scores of believers and non-believers that are like, y'all are hip hop. Like, it's not Christian
Yeah,
hip hop.
that-
You guys are
that's
just
what it
dope
is.
hip hoppers.
Yeah.
Like, that's fresh.
That's the difference.
You know?
That's the difference. It's like, look, man, I just do what I've been doing since I was a kid. I just take a kick and a snare and a hi-hat and I make a pattern and I put chops over to it. That I know as a kid, when I was 10, 12, 15, I know that I would say, yo, that's dope.
Yep.
Right.
Mhm.
And then I give it to this guy that I know is going to put bars to it that's going to motivate me or build me up or make me feel like, yo, there's more to life than just this crap that we're listening to, you know?
Facts.
And that's why I do it. And I'm so blessed to be able to have cats like in the beginning, like, you know, Soup and then Dax and Journey and then, you know, and now Taelor, to be able to continue doing what we do. Like, I could die tomorrow and say, yo, I lived a great life because I fulfilled my call, you know, but we ain't done yet.
Yeah.
We ain't done yet.
And Taelor, you know, going back to, you know, the Christian music when your parents are trying to feed it to you because they didn't want you to listen to the worldly stuff. Like, we dealt with the same thing where, you know, we're trying to listen to stuff. And there was stuff I would listen to, but I wouldn't show it to my friends at school. I wouldn't show it to the people I played basketball with, anything like that, until Tunnel Rats, until Gospel Gangsters, where I was able to actually show them and be proud of Christian hip hop because it sounded like hip hop finally.
It didn't sound corny. Yeah.
I mean, these guys were master lyricists. The production was on par. If it wasn't even like a comparison thing, it just kind of it had a fluid way of fitting in with just the rest of hip hop.
That's dope.
You know, like it's not like you have to force this thing where Christ is represented in hip hop culture. Just make hip hop music and truly articulate what you believe.
Yeah.
And I just don't like when it feels forced.
Yes.
And these guys.
But you said something right there that was so simple, because I think people try to complicate being a Christian in hip hop. And that one sentence right there, I think sums up the way you should be making music as a Christian artist, is just be who you are as a Christian. Yeah. And it's going to come out. You don't have to force anything. Yeah. You don't have to slice devils up and demons. And, you know, like, I think that was very
sound churchy.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to.
Bro, that's exactly this record. This entire record is that. It's like, it's just, he's just a 40-year-old man living his life as a believer.
Yeah.
And it I swear, Dodo, just like you, when I got the master back July 3rd, I could not stop listening to it because, I mean, the beats are dope and Dan did his thing, but this dude I just listened to what he's saying over it. And I'm like, yo, this is incredible. Like, it's magical. And I really do hope that the masses hear it. Like people that need to hear it to build themselves up. Not just for selling records. Of course we want to sell records. Yeah, if we sell 1 million records or whatever, it'd be dope. But it's for people in Africa, in Australia, and Tokyo, and all around the world that you know are struggling or just questioning, you know, or you know have been believers and are wavering, you know, just to hear this man and say, wait, hold on, I can actually listen to Hold On, the song, and it ministered to me, you know?
Word.
Yeah, I think that's something that me and him had talked about the most sitting here, is like the gospel is in here, but it's dope hip hop at the same time. And that's something that I think we both always look for in the music that we gravitate to, because we want it to be Christian music, right? Like, we want the gospel to be in there, but we want it to be in there in a creative way. And I think it was done perfectly. Like to be honest, like, this to me is a perfect album, sound wise, lyrically. Like, this is something and have like just keep on repeat.
Yeah.
And you're proud to listen to it because we've listened to other Christian music where it's like, that doesn't really make any sense, gospel wise or anything like that. And I think it helps with Taelor being a pastor, Pastor Taelor.
See, hey, that's kind of what I wanted to, if you don't, I want to ask. So you're a pastor at your church. So, are you just an assistant pastor, like, or is it your congregation, or like, what's the dynamic for your leadership?
Yeah, I'm the lead pastor, so
Okay.
I'm usually preaching every Sunday. Also doing midweek Bible studies every Tuesday. We have Bible study tonight, and it's just kind of the quieter part of my life. I don't really talk about pastoring on my platforms that much because the attention that I give my congregation locally is specifically for them. And that's just the kind of way that I approach pastoring, is to be present locally with them and for them in the capacity that it's needed. We have a particular ministry context in the inner city, and we do a lot of partnerships with other organizations to try to provide resources for the community. And so it's like a whole nother life, man. Like, it's an alter ego. But yes, I'm a pastor, lead pastor, teaching pastor at my church here in Columbus.
So if you don't mind, so I wanted to just jump into this because a couple of things that I wanted to say. First, I mean, obviously we know the project's amazing, but when it comes to lyrical content wise, man, there are a few MCs where I'm just like, yo, this person's dope, and this project's dope. And I remember when I first listened to the album, and I went home and I talked to one of my pastors, like a pastor at my church. He's around our age. He's in his mid-40s, right? And I was like, hey, bro, like, when this project comes out, you have to hear it, because this isn't like a gospel or like hip hoppy MC type of album. This is a grown man's album. Like, this is from the viewpoint of a believer that understands like we believe. And he's saying the things that only us believers will believe, but it doesn't sound corny, and he's addressing all the issues that not a lot of church people. And so I was just trying to explain it, and he's like, oh, okay, like he looked lost. But then when the album finally came out, he was like, oh man, I heard the album, and he was like, bro, like, that man's a pastor? And I'm like, yeah. And that's where the discussion started with us, and that's why I asked, because you address a lot of things on the album where I'm thinking in my mind, if I was under leadership at a church and they heard some of the things that you were addressing because they needed to be addressed, I think my leadership would be like, hey, we need to talk. we need to sit down and talk, because you're saying some stuff and we're not sure where your heart's at. And that's why it makes me so happy to hear that, like, yes, you are the lead pastor. And because to me, that's a church I want to go to, from a pastor who holds no punches and speaks the truth, but does it in a way to where it's like, you're not judging, you're just journalist. You're a journalist, and you're addressing, and then you're saying, hey, we need to be better. Like, I actually, like, dude, I noted like so much, like, lyrics, like standout lyrics on your project that I was like, I want to ask you questions about, but I don't want to.
No,
still
do it. Do it.
But so coming from a believer's point of view, like, especially me, because I'm not a pastor, I teach. I'm just a teacher at my church, right? And I'm the same way. I understand what you're saying. So, like, not a lot of people know that I have any capacity at the church, because I never put that on social media. But there are certain things that you say, like, I hear you talk about deconstruction a lot on the album, and how you address certain issues where, like, there's a line where you say, people are basically more and more in favor of pro-choice, and that smile on IG is looking forced. And it's like, that people are being swayed by the public, and the calling out of that without actually saying I'm for or against, or you're right or you're wrong. You're just like, look, this is literally what's happening. Yeah. It's lines like that, and a couple of other ones, like serious ones, like, you know, trying to sell religion with the coffee and the scripture and a coffee and a shirt, and how mega churches think that they own the turf. Five services on Sunday is how it works. And I'm like, dude, this is what needs to be said for grown believers like us who are like, yo, man, he's talking about this is the stuff I think in my head every day, but I'm afraid I'm gonna catch it from leadership.
And that's what you said, grown believers like us, like we've been through it, right? We've been in church 20 plus years.
Yeah. Like, so I love it. I don't want to just keep like sounding like I'm just like, oh my gosh.
Just dropping bars on you.
But I feel like, tell me what the mind state was when you were writing the lyrics, when you were putting together the album. Like, were there certain points where you're like, this is going to ruffle some feathers, or like, you know, I don't care if it does, let's go. Like, what was the mindset when you were writing this album, man?
You know, I wanted to make sure that no matter what I wrote, we approached this, like Peace said, as a gospel hip hop record. No matter what I wrote, I wanted it to be honest, and I wanted it to be something that was heartfelt, but at the same time honest. You know, because I think when we start saying things like truth, like the term truth, like carries in a certain kind of way where everybody's kind of trying to wrestle for the truth and the message of what needs to be said. But really, I lean and gravitate more towards a term like honesty, because there is a recognition of truth that doesn't always challenge other people, but then it challenges yourself, challenges you. Like, do you really believe this? Are you just saying this to posture? Do you care about people, or are you just trying to tell everybody that you're right? So when I approached this album, I wanted to make sure it sounded honest. It didn't sound forced. It didn't sound like I was trying to look like a heroic Christian, but at the same time, still trusting God with an enduring faith, like a faith that has been tried and tested. Like you said, I'm 40. I don't have time for like play around chant Christian music.
Come on.
Like I'm not doing chant stuff.
Yeah.
And that's not to say it's wrong to do that, but I'm 40, you know, and I'm not intimidated by that at all. I feel like we're all living these grown lives. Some of us have kids, you know, some of us are navigating circumstances where it's really serious that we show up and be responsible. So I feel heavy carrying all of this stuff, and I need God. So I wanted that to come out in the way that I wrote.
I like what you said. You're 40, so you're making music, you know, that is your style, that represents you. You haven't changed to try to conform to, you know, trying to make a hit. And we see that a lot. And that kind of bothers me. We've talked about it plenty of times on the show. When you like an artist and all of a sudden you listen to their new stuff and it's changed to try to conform to what's popular on TikTok.
Yep.
But, you know, I want to say something to that, because here's on the lighthearted side, it's a great time in hip hop to do this, because number one, MC producer albums are happening a lot.
Yeah.
And then some of the older artists from the 90s are releasing new albums. I just saw something from Ghostface and Method Man the other day.
Yeah.
And Pete Rock and Common just did some joints. LL Cool J just released a new album. You know, so some of the OGs are not just kind of releasing those, you know, okay, we're going to give you these retirement raps. But no, it's like there is a place and a space for what's being called adult contemporary hip hop.
Yeah.
So, you know, like in the vein of having faith in Christ, you know, man, like it's a layup. You know what I mean? Like it just feels like great timing.
No, it really is. And they said last year in 2023, the concerts that were selling out were Wu-Tang and Nas and all the old school 90s and 80s hip hop concerts that were happening a lot last year. They were selling out. The people that are popular on the internet weren't getting anything at all. Like they weren't even, you know, getting half of their sales in the arenas that they were trying to do. And that says something. That shows that, you know, young people now aren't buying music. They don't know how to do that. They don't need to do that necessarily. It's our generation that like we don't go out a lot, but if Wu-Tang's in town,
we're going
to the Wu-Tang concert. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Facts.
I also think so. When I was listening to this album, something that Quan had pointed it out, and so I really focused on the production of the album. And Peace, I think one of the dopest things that you did on this album was at the end of the track when you would flip it and then you'd show exactly what it is you were doing or change it. And I was like, that is amazing. I wish more beat makers and producers would do stuff like that, so that the people like me who enjoy that stuff can be like, oh, that's dope. I see what you did. That's fresh. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was the was that a purposeful thing, or was it kind of like oh, I did it, oh, this is cool, you know? Or did you really want people to see, yo, this is what I worked with, this is what it was, and like, or this is my style flip, this is how dope I am, yo?
There's a number of factors or a number of reasons why I chose to make the tracks the way they are. First things first, you know, the extras that are added to the tracks were some of the beats that Taelor chose not to rap on. But, you know, that doesn't mean he didn't like them. He just felt the 10. Right. Yeah. So I kept those extras as a part of the project. And so what I thought, what came to my mind was, how do I incorporate these tracks to the songs that he already wrote, but make it feel like we're in a service, like in a church service? Like, he just finished giving you this message, right? And you know, when you're in a gospel church, I don't know if you ever been to a black church, but I've been to many. Anytime you get to a point in a service where you feel like the message has been delivered, the choir or the organist or whatever, they just start going off, you know, and the spirit is there. And I felt like after every song, I wanted to give you that same feeling, that same service, that same, but he just dropped a bomb on you, but let me continue to give you my feel of what he just said, so to speak.
That's so awesome, because like hearing you explain it, that makes it even more impactful to me, because when I first heard it, I was like, oh, this rolls like a mixtape, like a traditional mixtape, like a DJ mixtape. And the fact that now that I know that you used elements from stuff that he didn't choose, that tells me like everything on it was meant for Taelor. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that's how you made it all work. That's dope.
And he let every track breathe. I like when producers do that, and artists, because Taelor could have decided, like, let me rap on the end of that beat too. But you let it breathe just to, you know, like, you don't know if the song switched or not, and then it ends, and then the next song comes in. But, I mean, I love that. I love when producers are able to pull that off.
Yeah, I mean,
I tried to rap on a couple of those at the end, but, you know, I had to fall back.
I mean, you know, it was meant to be the way it turned out, you know. And again, I just wanted to make it feel like, because, you know, when I first started making records, Gene Eugene taught me how to make albums, not just songs. So I was lucky enough to say, well, how can I incorporate these beats and make these songs turn into an album? And as I kept listening to it, I just knew that it can transition and take you on a ride from 1 to 10 and not feel like you're waiting for something. You know, I just like the way it flows from 1 to 10.
Oh, man. Yeah. We're going to get into one of the tracks now. Joe Saif, which one you want to get into first? Because I know you like them all.
Hands down, my favorite track on the album is Yeshua. Like, oh man, that track right there. This one, I feel like if I had any track to say, hey,
and we played that over and over again because that's the one he liked a lot.
This is it.
And mine was Fear. I like Fear a lot.
Yeah, Yeshua, man. Yeshua is like that's some meat for us to chew on, man. That ain't no milk. This is some meat, dude.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna get into that. This is Peace586 and Taelor Gray off Let the Church Say Amen. Yeshua right here, Speak Life.
As we
What's up, family? This is Q. You are watching Speak Life. Bam, with Quan. Let's go. Let's get it.
1, 2. once again look at the debt that was paid by our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Sheesh, man. Hey, Peace, man, you got me going somewhere I ain't been in a minute. It feel good to be back, though. Let's do it. Yeah. I ain't wrote one of these in a while. It still feel familiar when I think about it now. Been questioning my faith from the shape to the face to the miseducation of us reconciling race. I question if I knew you when I trace back the steps of my ancestors' writing when interpreting the text. You show me this religion was a marketplace for thieves. They overpriced the merch with the scripture on the sleeves. And I don't hear the soul when they playing on the keys. Now, I don't see the king of Jews bombing overseas. It's been a long journey, now it's back to my knees where these macro questions hide disappointed dreams. The years that you meet me by the streams to the still watered well where the spirit man leads. The promises of priests and promises of kings. It costs so much, nothing's feeling like it's free. I'm thinking about confession, evolving my perspective. Just to have a conscience is a blessing. The blood's still fresh when I'm thinking about the cross. What I've gained in my years still connected to my loss. The kingdom more than taught. You still teach me to forgive. And I've been underwater, but you told me how to live. The underwater craft, only 2 seats. They saying Taylor's too deep, but my Gil Scott hearing it's a movie. Probably made for Tubi. They got us living 2D. Man, they could've fooled me. Like y'all can really just check out and stop having church. The same old Jesus curing blindness from the dirt. And we finally getting back to the earth. The wind and the fire give me reason for the search. You can't find a scripture for the better and the worse, but you market the religion with a coffee and a shirt. Mega church motto set the terms of the turf. Like 5 services on Sundays really work. The ghost written sermons and the pretty word songs. Suicide and sexual abuses in the halls. Half my homies is divorced, and more is voting pro-choice. The smile on IG is looking forced. Show me your remorse. Show me that this next generation got a voice. What is Jesus really called holy? Have you mastered all the disciplines? Do we give more than take with our businesses? I took a walk with Messiah through the neighborhood. They building new condos where the natives stood. Said it's for the greater good. But I've been thinking about your patience. The sacrifice is rhythm and the worship is a cadence. And I can't really see you when I treat it as escapist. The Savior is a very present help in the dangers. Minors and the majors, the cool and the lasers, the bookies and the wagers, the kings and the nameless. See, this is rain for the drought. The sun come descending from the heavens with a shout.
Shout amen.
Live and direct. You're listening to Gorilla Cross Radio.
He got a radio voice.
So Cal.
He does.
Shout out,
Yeah,
man.
man.
That song right there is Yeshua off Let the Church Say Amen. If you guys haven't got this album yet, go out and get it. Go to Bandcamp and actually buy the album.
Yeah.
I think it's on
Yeah.
streaming services now too, but
It
I
sounds
know a lot
better
of,
on Bandcamp.
yeah, it sounds way better on Bandcamp. Do you still have vinyls?
Nah, man, those sold
I
out.
do not, man. They're gone.
That's
Hey,
dope.
Props on selling out too, man. That was dope. I was watching your feed every day when the numbers just kept dropping. I was like, my wife.
And you got yours pretty quick, right?
Oh, I bought it as soon as I was able. Like, boom, that's mine.
Yeah.
I want it. Yeah.
What are you gonna say about your wife? What?
Well, so my wife, she looks at me funny because she's not really into hip hop as much as I am.
Not really.
But I'd be like, yo, he only has like 15 copies left. And she's like, okay. I'm like, there's only like 8 copies. She's like, okay. I was like, I got one of the first copies of the record. Like she was just like, but she was like, that's dope. And when she finally heard it, she sat down and like, I was like, I want you to hear these songs. And she started pulling out different lyrics that Taylor would say. She's like, oh my gosh, like we're supposed to be a chosen race, not just a voter base. Like she was catching things like, and she's
And
not
that's coming from someone born and raised in the church. So
Yeah.
she's hearing
bro.
that part of it.
Yeah, man, she loves the project too. She's like, she was like, this is dope. Like, I'll rock this. So I was like, all right, cool.
No, and there's so many other, and we'll play a couple more, before we let you guys go too. But I mean, that song, there's so much in that song. Like, you know, I know that's one you broke down a lot. But there's so much in that, man. And the beat, the production. I'm listening to the beats, and that's how I have to listen to music. You know, because I used to make beats back in the day before I lost all my sounds on my hard drive. Sad. So I always have to listen to projects like this 2 or 3 times because, you know, the first time I'm usually listening to the lyrics and listening to how everything's put together. But then I'll get stuck on the beats where I don't even hear what's going on on the lyrics. I have no idea what happened because I'm listening to everything that's going on in the beat. Taylor, do you ever get caught up in that when you're writing and you just stop and forget that you're supposed to be writing to the beat?
Yes. So there was an original version of Yeshua that that's the exact thing that happened for me. Is it was almost like I didn't want to really write to it because I was enjoying listening to it so much, and it felt wrong. Like, you know, it sounds great the way it is. Like, what
it doesn't need anything on it.
You know, yeah. What can I write to this, or how do I live up to how I feel?
Yeah,
listening to it. So that's how I felt with Yeshua, and man, I even had to say like, hold on, and heart.
Definitely different.
Yeah, heart had me stuck for a second too. So yes, to answer your question, sometimes it's like just the experience of listening is just like, this is enough. Like, I'm chilling, just enjoying the music, and thankfully the lyrics fit in somewhere.
And that's
that's
the thing with Peace. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say even the track "Fear," like when I gave him "Fear," and then so backstory, we were blessed, and I was so blessed to be able to. We met up in San Antonio, and we stayed at Daniel's house for 3 days together, collectively, to work on this project together. We didn't do it old school, you know, just sending waves or via email. We decided to fly out to Texas and be in the same room so we can just be brothers and create this project, because we all knew that it was going to be special.
Yeah.
And Dan opened up his house, and his wife allowed us to spend time together and just create this project. And you know, of course, Taylor had to have his own room. He got his own hotel, you know, because, you know, he's special like that. He's the big star. But you know, when he decided to go back to the room that night, Dan and I worked deeper on the track "Fear." And when he came back to the house the next day and we pressed play, he flipped his wig. I think he wanted to run out the house.
Man, because it freaked me out, man. It was like there was an added element of spookiness to it, which gives it even more of just like almost a cinematic feel.
Yes.
And I was like, oh man, I listened to it. I'm like, oh, this is kind of disturbing me a little bit. I love this.
You know what? That track, one of the best, like both you, Dayton, had like some dope lines, but the one that I looked at, Quan and I, like our eyebrows raised, is I used to live in fear that I missed a trumpet. Now it's in the smiles at the local pastor luncheon. And I'm like, bro, like that needs to be said, because it's so good.
Dude, we need to jump into this song because there's a lot in this song. Especially when Dayton's talking about age and dying the beard, because we've talked about this a lot on the show, is the ageism in hip hop.
Word.
So I want to jump into this track. This is "Fear" off Let the Church Say Amen right here. Speak Life.
Because if you don't get a handle on this fear, and can I tell you what the opposite? See, we all say, what's the opposite of love? It's hate. No, it's not. The opposite of love is fear. Don't you Pentecostals listen to me? We are fastly approaching a day and an hour in the end time where the enemy is going to use everything he can against your mind, listen to me, to strike fear.
I used to wake up up every day, scared I missed the trumpet. Now it's in the smiles at the local pastor luncheon. Was scared she was pregnant, we had sex in the closet. Was about to quit school, work at the post office. Cause no child of mine ever think daddy gone. She told me that she wasn't, I ain't stay for very long. Was scared when they told me that my mama wouldn't live. It didn't seem fair, all this church work I did. The times I'm afraid, full of rage. When you close, I pull away. My trust is still healing to this day. When I was little tyke, we heard scriptures in the songs. The presence of a ghost who would whisper through the halls. The times I'm afraid, I learned to slow down. My heartbeat catch up, focus on the sounds. He told me stay present, grace still abound. The race for the swift, put your face in the ground. The old man traveled from the lost to the found. I just came from out of town, they just told me to expound. The angel's first words are good cheer, but I find myself here. Why is it so hard to be clear? Yeah, I bet it's cause of fear. Yeah, I bet it's cause of fear. Worldwide hatred, the machete or the spear. Sharpen up your blade cause the end times is here. Yeah, I bet it's cause of fear. I bet it's cause of fear. It's worldwide hatred, the machete or the spear. Sharpen up your blade cause the end times is here.
I be on these records rapping like I'm fearless, but internally it's a fear fest. I fear death. Since dad died from cancer, I fear to hear test results for it. I fear that it will be a clear yes. I'm happily married and we're blessed, but I've been divorced before, so I'm insecure and fear that we're next. I fear that I won't do right cause I'm a veer left. I fear that this will be as big as my career gets. Sometimes I think about my age and I fear that it's over cause I'm older. So to save my career, I'm trying to look the part. Dying grays in my beard cause the fans put too much stock in the way we appear. I fear that when they hear this, they'll say that I'm a fraud cause I wrestle with fear and the Bible said it's not of God. They think that if they throw stones, it's a problem solved. That's why I'm scared of being honest, y'all. Maybe it's fear.
Yeah, I bet it's cause of fear. Yeah, I bet it's cause of fear. Worldwide hatred, the machete or the spear. Sharpen up your blade cause the end times is here. Yeah, I bet it's cause of fear. I bet it's cause of fear. It's worldwide hatred, the machete or the spear. Sharpen up your blade cause the end times is here.
Switch it up.
Goes the beat flip.
That's so dope. So much dope production stuff going on in that beat, man.
That beat has so much in it.
Everything. Like just that one part when Dame's like, is this as big as my career get? And the whole beats just starts stuttering in the background. Oh my god,
dude, that's the track I kept going back to.
Yep.
Over and over again. And sometimes I don't care about features because, you know, artists and albums have like 50 features on the album. You don't have hardly any features on here. Why Dayton? What made this happen getting Dayton on there?
I'll say from my angle, Dayton and I had missed each other over the years on a couple of songs. And, you know, that when you're like one of those kind of rappers that does focus on lyrics like myself and Dayton does, it's like there's this respect that you have for one another. But at the same time, like collaborations don't happen naturally all the time. It's like you have to like put each other in the best situation for us to perform at the best level. And we didn't want it to be like a competitive thing. We didn't want it to be like, you know, we're trying to outdo one another, but it seemed like the best place to land was a song with a message. And it just was, for me, natural. When I heard the beat, I was like, I'm gonna just start talking about what I'm afraid of. And the fact that, like, as human beings, like, we got fears. Like, we just carry, and it feels like a time like where a lot of people are afraid.
Yeah.
So once I sent it over to Dayton on good old Telegram Ministries, he was like, I already know what direction I'm about to go with this. And he smoked his verse,
bro.
Yeah, because Peace sent us the raw file, so we didn't see features. We didn't even have all the track names complete on a couple of them. But right when I heard that song, I was like, "Yo, that Dayton coming in there was just like the perfect mix and collab on that." And I text him right away because I was like, "Yo," because that's something that we, like I said, we've talked about a lot. What he's talking about with the age and stuff like that, especially where he's at. in his journey in hip hop right now in his career. Like, he is older, but needs to maintain who he is. So, like, I can't imagine being there at that time, trying to, make it and keep pursuing that. And on a side note, I think it's hilarious that Taylor keeps talking about how he's 40 in this group of all of us that are like pushing 50 and in our 50s. Like, he's the kid in this group right now.
Yep, he's the youngster.
Yeah, he's a baby.
He's the baby.
But Peace, what was your thoughts on that collab? When Taylor told you about getting Dayton on, because I'm not sure if you've worked with Dayton before.
Nah, I had heard of him and I had seen him floating around socials, but I never really tried to. I don't listen to a lot of Christian gospel hip hop.
Yeah.
Like, none at all, actually. Like, probably 0.003% of my music feed comes from gospel hip hop. Like, I'm not a fan. I do not like it. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna be me.
Don't apologize, man.
Ton of rats.
That's it.
Yeah.
But again, I don't make music to try to gain fandom. I don't make music to try to be liked by people. I make what I make because it's my calling.
Yeah.
And I know that this is what I got to do. I don't give a crap about the 2,000 people that follow me on IG. I'm trying to reach those 1,000 that don't follow me on IG, that just happen to scroll through and hear the message that Taylor is delivering.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be someone big or special. There's a kid, like I said, in Africa. There's a kid in Tokyo. There's a kid in Australia that's struggling right now with life.
Yeah.
That's been through something in his church, that's going to press play on one of Taylor's songs and say, yo, I needed to hear that. And that's where my life plays into.
Yeah.
I love it.
Not into gospel rappers, not into CHH, not into Rapzilla, not into any of these streams or forums, But going back to the original question, Dayton, I never really heard him rhyme, but I trust Taylor. And then I knew he was dope though, because I had seen snippets of him here and there, and I knew he was a battle rapper, which is pretty much tonal rap based. That's our whole thing. And and when I heard the verse back, I was like, yo, he did his thing.
Yeah.
And I reached out to him. I don't know if he knows who I am, but I reached out to him and said, yo, man, respect. You killed this joint. Thank you for doing it justice. But without Taylor, it wouldn't have turned out the way it did.
He knows who you are.
Yeah.
He definitely knows who you are.
Yeah, he knows who you are.
Hey, can I say something though, based off of what you were saying though, Peace, because it makes so much sense, and this is an encouragement. It's like an iron sharpening for me. So one of the things that really made me feel really good and impressed me was when I saw you on House Shoes live stream on Twitch,
word.
How much love you got from non-believers. I'm like, that right there. My man's is out there in the field, like representing, and like even House Shoes was like this. He's talking about Taylor, like, this guy's a pastor.
Yeah.
He's like, this is Christian music. Like, and people were just like, this is fire. And not even Christian. And like that right there is, I feel like that's the goal.
Let me tell you something about my bro House Shoes, man. House Shoes is an atheist. He don't believe in nothing, right? Which is fine. That's your choice.
Yeah.
I don't judge him from nothing. I love that brother, man. That brother has done so much for me that I just love him for who he is. He's so real. He's authentic. He's just a solid dude, right? And then he allows me to go to his house and play my records without even like hesitation. Like, I'll just say, yo, I'm gonna be in LA, I got this album, I'm gonna bring it to your house. I don't say play it, I say I'm gonna bring you a copy.
Yeah.
And then he says we're gonna play the
he makes the whole
joint
show.
That's
stream.
love,
he makes the whole
dude.
show out of it.
Every time, right?
That's
so
love.
And then of course I gotta bring a bottle of whiskey, because that's what we do when we're there, right? But we salute each other and we love on each other, and you know, he just happened to, because he, you know, Street Corner Music, Dirt did a couple records with him, and Dirt used to do the album artwork for him. So that's how I met House Shoes through Dirt. But he followed me through my struggle or my journey with my wife. And then that's how he just gave me so much love, because of how I was loving my wife through her illness. And that whole day, all he kept telling me was, this is your fault why you're here. It's all your fault that you're sitting here and we're playing your record. And every time I kept telling him, yo, this dude is a pastor, bro. And he was like, yo, he's just like us.
Yeah.
I'm like, exactly.
Yes.
Because that's who we are. The real ones are just
I love
real.
it. I love
you
it.
know, and you know, I don't know what that's gonna lead to, and I'm not trying to. That's all between him and God, you know. At the end of the day, but
still, that's those seeds. That's those seeds that are planted. Peace. That's what you're talking about.
Exactly. I was just gonna
reaching out to those
that's just
people.
a seed.
Yeah.
And just you let it go and you water it, and we make the next one, and then we go back to his house and we say, listen to this one, and you know. But yeah, man.
And I just want to also say, like, you guys are getting so much love in the chat on YouTube. Like Jericho's in there, the journalist, Zone 3, Dax is actually in the chat. Charles Longo, Eliseo Way, like everybody's in here, man. Like I Am Light, like your guys' project is moving on a lot of people more than you guys think.
And we see a lot of people haven't heard it because of the reaction on some of the songs. So
yeah,
I know
that album,
people are going to go get it. Like I said, go to the Bandcamp page. Peace, real quick. We're not closing out yet, but what's the Bandcamp to get it?
586beats.bandcamp.com. 586beats.bandcamp.com.
Yes, love it.
Cool. I'll just post that in the chat. So if you guys want to get that on Bandcamp. If you're poor, no one's that poor. Like I see you guys. I see you guys posting stuff online.
That's like 2 Starbucks drinks.
Exactly.
That's exactly what it is. Hey Taylor, I got a quick question for you, my man. So I know that you say that you keep your the pastoral side off of your socials. Like you it's kind of like a secret, not a secret, but like it's a different identity, different life, right? You separate the two. How much of this side, of this creative hip hop artistic side, does your congregation get to see? Like, do they know you're as steeped as you are? Like working with somebody, like hey, you're part of a crew that's a pillar in this culture. Like, do they even understand how huge that is? Like, do they even know?
Do they know you rap?
Do they know you rap? I mean,
most of them have no idea.
That's crazy. That's so crazy.
That's great.
So wild.
That's great.
Yeah, no.
Hey, Dodo, are you trying to become a member of his church? Is that what you're trying to do?
No, I'm just saying, because like I've been involved in ministry for so long, and I'm the same way. Like a lot of the people of the church, they don't know anything about like this, what I do. All they see is, oh, that's that guy who teaches the youth and like does video and takes pictures. They don't know I have a whole other life. They don't know I used to rap or any of that stuff, make beats.
Dope.
So
yeah, no, they don't know. We don't really I don't interact with the church relative to the music that much, outside of just like a couple of random times where I end up freestyling for some reason, just being funny and silly. But like the whole part of ministry for me, like it's a sacred discipline. Like, you know, like the way you have to show up. I just don't want it to ever be confused. Like I'm trying to market my music.
Word.
You know,
it's so good. It's so good, Taylor.
Yeah, that is amazing. That's wisdom right there, dude. I love it. Oh my gosh.
Dude, that's why I love this dude, man. That's why. He's so dope, man.
Yeah.
Is there any I know the project's your guys' baby. I understand that. But Peace and Taylor, like if you were to like, hey, if there's one track that like I can say is this project, what track would that be? Like from your guys' perspectives.
That's an interesting question. Let me answer first, Peace, because maybe we got the same answer.
I'm gonna need time.
Yeah. Well, I think just the bridge, like for everybody, is a song like "Prepare Me." Like I think that's like a bridge for everybody because it's hopeful. it's got commentary on it, but that choir comes in like melted butter. And you know, it's like such a, not just nostalgia, but like you know, it gives you the feeling of a simpler time. And like the song to me just feels like it could bring everybody together, whether you're hardcore hip hop head, you know, kind of like out on the outskirts, like trying to figure out if this is a type of music you would like. Prepare Me feels like a good balance.
That's good, Tay. Prepare Me was actually the first song that he recorded to, lyrics wise. I was the first beat that I sent him, and he immediately rhymed to it. So that one is special to me, but I'm gonna have to go with Dodo and say Yeshua is the joint for me, because that was the second one that I made, and I sent it to him. And when he sent me back the bars to that one, I just knew that this album was going to be great. It was going to be fantastic, because I had two joints just sitting in my computer, just saying, what else do we need? Like, seriously, these two joints are banging, but all I got to do is keep creating. And then when I made the Fear beat, I actually entitled that beat Fear because I felt scared when I made it. And I sent it to him, and he wrote to that the name of the beat, Fear. And when he sent me those bars back, I was like, yo, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. So
that's like that joint is like an Alfred Hitchcock raps. Like it feels like that kind of classic Fear orchestral type thing. So yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, with that beat, it didn't have none of the strings or nothing like that on top of it. So Dan threw his 007 type of feel on top of on the beat. That's what it is to me. I feel like it's 007, like some James Bond type, you know. I was going to say a bad word, but that, you know,
we could bleep it out. We could bleep it out.
I caught myself. But yeah, it when he did that to it, and then when Taylor came back the next day and heard that the strings on top of that, he was like, "What the heck did you guys do?" Yeah, I'll never forget his facial expression when he heard that. But yeah, man, this album is dope, bro. And somebody just bought it on the Bandcamp.
Yeah,
so big up to whoever just bought
shout out to Journalist. Journalist bought it from Canada, so he paid a little more.
Yeah.
That Canadian money. I hate when I have to send him money, because it makes me send him more when he's won like the video of the night. It's like, you have to send it Canadian, and it's more money over there. But man, shout out to Journalists buying it. Anybody else in the chat, out of the chat, watching live, watching the replay, make sure you go purchase the album. Like I said, you could stream it, but you know, it's not even, I don't even think you could buy 2 cups of Starbucks for the price of the album. Like, Starbucks is very expensive now. I quit going there 3 years ago.
I don't go to Starbucks.
Yeah, I quit going 3 years ago. I can't do it.
Guesstimating.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just big up to Bandcamp in general.
Right.
You know, just support Bandcamp. Man, listen, man, Bandcamp is taking good care of us independent artists.
Yeah.
So yeah, big up to Bandcamp.
I also wanted to say one last thing I want to say about, because I could talk about this album all night, man. But I feel like I was explaining to somebody, like, the song Golden Gate, like, that to me is as close as you can get to apologetics in hip hop form, because you're laying out everything about, like, the beginning, like how, like the fall, you know, the flood, like what Holy Spirit is, how he operates in your life. But you do it so cleverly, bro. You do it so freaking cleverly. And like the flow style, bro, your patterns are on point, but how much word was in it, but you made it not sound churchy. Like, it's impressive to me, because I think people would actually be like, this is Christian. This is just dope. He's talking about Bible stuff. This is just a well-versed guy who's knowledgeable in, like, scripture. That's it. Like, it's so well put together, man. Like, I pray that God just keeps blessing you, man, because the way you have to put to get the gift that you have really dope rhyme sayers, and then you have really heavy content people, and
Mhm.
you're the perfect blend of both, dude. Like, big up, dude. Big up.
That's love. Thank
No,
you. I mean, I'm just honored, honestly, to rhyme on these beats. Like, what one of the kind of central creatives creative foundations that we landed on between Peace and I was just beats and rhymes.
Mm.
You know, like just keep it simple. Don't even think beyond a beat and a rhyme. And for me, I just wanted to, I always just try to show up with excellence, and I keep on trying to work on getting better. I've been around a ton of creative giants, and they inspire me to keep on trying to get better. So I'm just trying to perfect that. And then again, like I said, from my heart, talk about the God that I love.
Yeah.
That's good. I love it.
Now he's a member of the Giants.
Bro,
yeah, and I was going to jump right into that. We actually
Yes.
have the picture up. Oops, I didn't mean to have that on there. But this picture dropped, and we saw Tunnel Rats are going to make another project, and then we see Taelor Gray in the background, all 6'5" of him.
6'9", 6'10".
6'3", 6'2".
Oh, see, he
There's
said
no way
6'3".
you're 6'3" at least. Because Prop's 6'2", so come on. Let's talk about this. This was huge news. I think Rapzilla even picked it up, even though P said F Rapzilla or something like that, or maybe it's not for
I didn't
Rapzilla.
say that.
Oh, wow.
I didn't say that.
But
I said,
I know what you said. I'm messing with you. This was huge for us because we saw it the day we're listening to the album. We scroll on Instagram and we see this news, Tunnel Rats, so we're excited about that. And then Taelor Gray, I can't think of any other artist that could be a new member of Tunnel Rats. So tell us how this all came together. And Taelor, how did you feel? Because I would have been screaming like a little girl. Peace, I'll start with you first on how it came together.
yeah, Taylor don't want to talk too much about this part, right?
Nah.
Taylor
Yeah,
done,
you definitely going first.
Taylor doesn't talk too much about this part. I'm just kidding. Look, man, here's the deal. You know, the Tunnel Rats is not really, it's not a crew of MCs and beat makers. The Tunnel Rats are family.
Yeah.
You know, we are just a collection of brothers and sisters that just love each other and just encourage each other and help each other and motivate each other to just live this life that we're living, you know. It just so happens that we just are dope MCs and beat makers and we make music. It just so happens that we are who we are.
Yeah.
Right. And so upon me making music, you know, as, you know, individually as solo artist, you know, of course they would hear Taelor on my joints, on my beat tape projects. And I just was like, yo, if we ever do stuff, you know, Taelor has to be, because he's cut from our cloth,
Yeah.
He basically grew up, you know, just like us. And so, yeah, you know, we in a, how do I say this? You know, just collectively when we started shooting videos for the singles that we dropped, I opened up the discussion with not just Dax, but with the rest of the crew that, possibly if we were to make more music, that we should really try to incorporate this brother, because of not just because he's a dope MC, but he is a pastor. He believes in the same way of living that we do. You know, he's a real brother, you know, and he doesn't fake it, you know.
Yeah.
And so, you know, they kind of agreed in the beginning, you know, but then when they heard him spitting over some beats, they were like, yeah, he's in. He's definitely down.
That is so huge.
And you know, we dropped 2 singles this year, and we are in works of making more music. There's no album right now, but we are making music. We're working. And will that turn into an album? I don't know. But I don't have an album in hand to say, yeah, here's the album, right? But Are we making music?
Just working.
Yeah, we always make music.
Yeah.
I got like 9 or 10 songs by Dax himself here on my computer. But that doesn't mean that you're gonna get it, right? But
we might.
You know, will
Everybody
it
wants
turn
it.
into
We might.
something? Maybe. You know, but I'm blessed that the crew has definitely taken Taelor in.
Yeah.
Especially with the video shoots and then him being able to hang with us and being a part of how we are family together, you know, and it just fit like a glove. Like he was like, oh yeah, he's down.
That's dope.
So I don't know, Tay, how you feel?
Yeah. How'd you feel when you got that news, Taelor?
You know, honestly, I was trying to like really understand if it was true, like if this was like actually happening, because I'm a real kind of casual, laid back person, and I'm just kind of like rolling with the opportunities to create with Peace and not really assuming much out of it. But like the whole conversation around my background and the opportunity to work with Peace and I mean I've got songs with Jern as well. It's like, man, like
Man,
these
you can't
guys,
tell us that.
like these guys are kind of like man, it's just starting to feel more and more like family to me.
That's dope.
You know, like being able to talk more with Peace and hear just the man behind even just a brilliant production. Like he's one of the goats, one of my goats for sure. The thing about Peace is there is such like a genuine human behind everything that he really does. Like I feel like I wish I could be as free as Peace is. You know, like it seems like the
That's
way
what
that
Hawaii
he
does to
expresses
you.
himself, the way he talks, the way he moves. Like maybe I'm on my way. But
Yes. You said it's that Jesus juice. That's all it is.
Just communion.
the liquid courage. You know, but like regardless, like you've seen so much and gone through so much in your life, it's just like, you know what? I'm not faking for nobody. I am who I am.
I love it.
And I trust God.
I love it.
So like being able to like learn that that's the actual human being, and then having other opportunities to connect with different tunnel rats at different times. Man, I was like, are y'all serious? Like, is this for real? Like, and I actually asked Peace, like, are you serious? Like, is this for real? Like, is this how everybody feels? And then I talked with Dax and he 100% affirmed it. And I was scared to like say anything publicly about it. Like, you know, should I say anything? And then after kicking it with them out in LA, it was like, all right, man, this is a wrap. I feel like I'm a part of this.
Yeah.
They blessed me specifically, because maybe Peace already knew about this, but just being able to join the video that we were shooting.
Yeah.
Because I didn't expect that or have any perception that was going to happen, but that was like an embrace.
Yeah.
So like, you know, I came back home and I was just like, yo, I'm telling everybody I'm a tunnel rat. Like, you know,
I'm in the video, like I'm there.
What was Kristen's reaction when you told him? With you guys growing up listening, you know?
Man, Chris, first of all, Chris is like the most random dude ever. Like, if I'll send him like a paragraph of news and he'll send me back an emoji. So it's like, it's not.
That's my man's right there.
We haven't had a conversation about it, but his response was, "That's amazing, bro. I'm proud of you. This makes perfect sense."
Word.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dope, man.
Well, he's officially a tunnel rat now, guys. So be on the lookout for maybe not a project, but new music coming out, which I think it'll end up being a project. And we missed the Tunnel Rat show a couple years ago, and we're still mad at ourselves for that because it was a 4-hour drive and we didn't go.
Yep.
He's actually more mad at me for telling him the day after that we should have went.
Yeah.
But hopefully that happens again too, because that was something that looked amazing. And we need to be there. I wish we were there. And Peace, next time you're in LA, let us know. We will come out there.
Okay.
You know, to get some footage and hang out and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I would love that. Yeah, I would definitely let you know next time I'm in LA.
For sure. Any last words?
Quanta, y'all, are you in LA or are y'all still in Vegas?
No, we're still in Vegas. Yeah. But it's a 4-hour drive. Like I go out there all the time. My daughter lives out there in Orange County, so I'm always out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yep.
Because I got to make it back down to you guys. But I'll reach out to you.
Bro, the studio looks a lot different than when you were out here 5 years ago.
Yeah, y'all got some glow going on right now, man. Like it's glowed up.
It's a much bigger room for sure. So we've upgraded a lot since then. And I think Peace, you were in the old studio too, right? When you came out here?
Yeah, I was in the old studio.
Yeah.
Where did you move to? Are you still in downtown?
Yeah, we're still downtown. We're just up the street a little bit, and it's a much bigger room. We were in a 200 square foot space back then, and this is 800 square feet. So,
yeah, that's a lot bigger.
Yeah, it's a lot bigger.
Yeah.
I mean, we have different sets in here and everything. So yeah, but yeah, definitely, man. Both of you guys, man. Anytime you guys are around here, man, come through to Vegas. And like I said, man, we'll come through to LA. I was actually supposed to be out there last year, Taylor, when you came out for a Silver and Gold show.
Oh,
yeah, Gabby's the homie. That's
out in where was that? Is that Long Beach?
That was in LA. Yeah, Long Beach.
Yeah, Jay Jr. was out there. Yeah, bro, that was a dope show. That was when I first met Dax.
Okay.
Dax came and showed love. So
wow.
Yeah, that was fire. And Zane. Shout out to Zane. Zane, man, she was one of my favorite MCs growing up too.
Sure.
I tell her that too.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Especially, yeah, she killed it. I still remember that project she put out with damn, what was that? What was that solo project she had?
LA Woman.
Yeah. I killed that CD.
Yeah, that was dirt.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She was killing.
These guys are my heroes. I can go forever. Macho, LC, all of them. Like, these are my heroes. So to be a tunnel rat is just, it's surreal for me.
Yeah.
It's so dope.
Have you met all of them?
Man.
Oh, what happened?
Taylor, have you met all of them?
No, not all of them. I'll say what? Have I met 70%?
Who haven't you met?
I haven't met Macho or LC.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, no, but listen, bro, like if we're ever in the same vicinity, I'm gonna probably get on their nerves.
Have you met Sev?
No. See, this is where the coastal thing comes up because I'm all the way out in the Midwest. And we're gonna make it happen. I feel like in another life I should have been born on the West Coast.
Any last words, Joseph? Any last questions you want to give, or any last shout outs to them? Because I know you can go over their whole album line by line.
I can. I just want to say congratulations on the project. It's really good. It's a really well put together project. I love the quality of it. It's so refreshing to hear something this polished in 2024. Like you cracked the code, so stick with it. And
should we do a volume 2?
I'm always gonna say yes, man. I'm always gonna like.
Or
to
should
me,
we just keep it classic? Like, should we just keep it classic?
So here's the thing, and this is the best way I can explain it. If you would have just stuck to one battery project, I would have been happy. But now that there's two, it's like that's chocolate and peanut butter. So everybody loves Reese's peanut butter cups. You feel me? So like
we need a third battery too, though.
It's the same thing. So like this
there
project,
was 3 batteries.
There was 3.
There was
That was the change up.
Oh, the change up. Okay, yeah. We need a 4th.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's that good. So yeah, I think everybody's gonna want like a volume 2. Come out with another project and like keep putting out that vinyl. I'm super happy about the vinyl sales and everything. Like you really cracked the code on everything on this project.
Dude, I know it was a struggle getting that vinyl before on some other projects you had done, and I know you were getting you looked a little frustrated on social media with that, but I think people are finally like jumping on that and understanding what vinyl is and how important it is.
Very important
to keep that around because and how many people still like it.
I play records to this day.
I just think that it's a combination of me choosing which albums I need to press on vinyl and then how many vinyls should I press. If I can keep it small, like the number small, make them exclusive, I think more people are trying to or will be more willing to run and get them as opposed to just sitting back and wait for them. So it's strategy, but at the end of the day, if you got one of the vinyls 10, 20 years from now, you can say, yeah, I got this.
Yep.
Facts.
And that's what I'm trying to help people to understand. It's
Mm-hmm.
more than just spending the $40 right now. It's actually 20 years from now when your kid who's 5 years old and is now 25 and just playing this record that he grew up listening to because his dad was bumping it in the car.
Yep.
It means a lot more,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and that's what I'm trying to help people to understand, that it's not just about the recordings now. It's 10, 15, 20 years from now. It is where it's going to make a difference.
Yeah. And this is my first vinyl project. So this is a classic for me. And just having like that keepsake for generational purposes, nothing like it.
That's dope. It is. It's really cool. Like especially I'm a DJ. I've been collecting vinyl for years. And so I'll still, like, people will see me post pictures of records that I have and they're like, oh man, where did you get that record? Like, I want to go get it. And I'm like, I bought this when it came out. It's a first press back in blah, 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 blah. And so like, and now like, because records are coming back and people they buy all these represses and I think it's a very good thing to hold on to records so that, like how Peace said, like further down the line, that project will appreciate in value substantially. And so it's more of it's an investment. And this is just the practical side. I'm not talking about the love and the music and the everything else. This is just the practical side. Like vinyl will appreciate 100%.
Yeah.
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 For sure.
Word up.
Well, make sure you guys go get the album. Let the church say amen. 586beats.bandcamp.com. Make sure you go get it there. If you're really that broke, hit us up. I'll buy it for you. You guys need to get it. You can't be that broke. Because I'm gonna. And if you hit me up, I need to know why you're that broke.
Yeah.
But listen, get the project. Peace. I'm gonna let you take us out with one of these tracks. What do you want to go out with?
Oh man, let me see. Oh, you know what's my joint that I can't stop listening to? It's In His Time. That beat is so crazy.
So good.
That beat is crazy.
And when I made it, like I literally made it like months before Taelor said he was gonna rhyme to it. But when I made it, I was like, yo, this, like, how could anybody not like this? Like, I sit here and wonder.
Bro, the
like,
pianos on that track are dope, dude.
Yeah.
I know, like, I'll make a beat sometimes and I'll send it to the crew. Like, I'll send it to the rats and I'll get no feedback.
What?
Like, zero, right? And then I'm here, like, in my room, like, going, what the hell is wrong with you guys? Like, this beat is freaking nuts. Like, because I can hear rhymes on it. Like, they might not hear what it's going to be, but I can hear what it's going to turn into. And so when Taelor chose to rhyme on it, he actually recorded the rap in Texas while we were together. So it's me, Dan, and him in Dan's house. And he actually recorded that rap in the room. So I was like thrown back to when I was making the Earthworm, when Journey used to write all his raps. Like pretty much all those beats that I made for Earthworm, Journey was tucked in a ball, leaning up against the wall with a pad and a pencil, writing all his rhymes.
So dope.
And I would rewind because, you know, it was tape back then, you know, so I would press play and the song would play out and I would rewind and then press play and then rewind, and like maybe 20, 30 times so he can continue to write. And then when he said, I'm ready, he would go in the vocal booth and then he would just kill it. And then I'd be watching him rap through the plexiglass. And I'd just be like, what the hell did I just listen to? That's exactly what I felt like when Taelor was rhyming over this joint, like in the room. I'm like, yo, we're here again.
And Taylor's delivery is dope. Like, I like that like
Yeah.
3-piece suit like Morpheus. Like, bro, like the way you ride the beat on this track is unbelievable, dude. It's dope.
Yeah,
I think this
There's
was
a lot
the
of
second
fun.
favorite of you too, because you talked about this track a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And those
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Oh man,
Yep.
so good.
Yeah.
Youth group,
Good choice.
Youth Group Chronicles.
Youth Group Chronicles. That's what the original name of the song.
Yeah,
is,
that's
Youth
actually
Group
what I have
Chronicles.
on the on my files is YGC.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But we changed it up to In His Time because we had to get
Yeah.
Who does the
make
cut?
sure we.
Who's doing the cuts on it?
Oh, that's my bro DJ Technique here in Honolulu,
Dope.
Hawaii.
Okay.
Big up DJ Technique,
Guilty.
man. The cuts
Guilty.
sound
Yeah,
dope.
they were definitely super dope.
Good
Yeah.
choice.
But yeah, man, I mean, I appreciate you giving us the project early, letting us listen to it and trusting us with it. I mean, you sent me beats randomly too, so I definitely appreciate you trusting our ears and trusting that we're gonna, appreciate the art that you've been giving us.
Thank you, Quan.
Yeah, for
You the
sure.
homie, so you get the love.
For sure. I've got some beats at 1 a.m. I just get a text. I'm like, all right, I'll listen to it.
I love it.
But we definitely appreciate it.
Sometimes I'm giving like that.
Hey, that works. Make sure you follow them on social media. Follow Taelor Rat's music on social media. They got a new Instagram. So make sure you follow everything that's going on with them. We're going to keep promoting them here on Speak Life like we've been doing forever. So we definitely appreciate you guys. Any last words? Any shout outs you guys need to give?
Nah, it's just good to talk to you, Quan, and Joe Seif, man. Good to officially meet, man. Really enjoyed the combo.
Yeah, man. It's been too long, Taelor. It's been a long
Too
time.
long.
Yes, sir.
So much life.
Yes, sir. All right, man.
Yeah,
We're going to get into this in his
yeah.
time. Go ahead, Peace.
Taylor, I know you got to go to bed because it's real late and you got kids. But I'm gonna go swim in my pool.
Man,
Still sunny out over there.
Look, I know he's just flexing on us.
It's like 3 in the afternoon in Hawaii.
Follow my IG. You might see a story or two. Nah, man. Thank you, Quan, Dodo. Thank you for opening your avenues for us to promote this record. But
yeah, for real.
more than anything, man, we just want people to hear the record, man. Just hear it and share it, man. We can't wait for cats like Steph Curry or like big weights, to really get a hold of this record to say, yo, this. I don't care if Steph Curry shares it or not. I just want him to hear it and be like, yo, this record, it ministered to me. You know what I'm saying? Like there are major weights out there that need to hear this record.
Yeah. Dude, my goal is to have one of these UFC fighters I know walk out to one of your tracks.
That'd be dope.
That would be really dope.
That'd be really sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
And we got to get Dax on the show. I think he's the only one we might not have like interacted with. I don't even think I've met Dax, to be honest.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. I've met almost everybody.
Look, man, if Dax came on the show, like I will take over the show and just ask questions
I'm
about
sure
all
he's
the old
willing to do
projects. I'll be like, talk to me about this. Talk to me about this.
He's open. He's talking, so you should hit him up.
Talking.
For sure. Yeah, we'll need to
yeah,
hook that up.
Let's give it some time.
Mm-hmm,
Give it some time.
For sure.
Because he might have something more to talk about.
Yeah,
if you
definitely.
get my point.
Definitely.
Okay. All right.
Yep. Well, dope, man.
Well,
we
thanks,
appreciate
you
you guys. We're going to get into this song in his time right here on Speak Life. We appreciate you guys.
Peace.
Peace.
Those was the days. All right, let's do it. I got my shirt untucked. Can I take you on a date? It's a 10:30 movie. I'll be staying up late. Oh, you up for some debate? Oh, you sad about your life? Wait, let me grab my cake, but I can't save your faith. We talking about the wedding day, talking about the candidates. What happened to the Johnsons? The younger sister ran away. Coffee and some anime. I was your confidant. I was the friend zone. Can't really say how you was brought up in the men's room. One Sunday morning, I ain't like the way my friends move. Seem like all my friends move. Look at what I've been through. Those was the days. Those was the days. Those was the days. Bible test challenge, got the trophy in my bedroom. Sitting in the balcony, the lady usher said to, how you know my business? What Sister Maggie said to you? Don't tell her that I'm feeling her, please don't make me beg you. Calling Shotty in the car if I really want that leg room. The sticky socks in my bedroom, Lord I know you see it, please don't let the rapture come. I was just a juvenile and Jennifer would back me up. Said I trusted Jesus and now I gotta back it up. Pop said wrap it up, my mama had me packing up. No shacking up. Those was the days. Had a 3/4 suit up at prom like Morpheus. Christian school prom, just not to look the dorkiest. Took 2 L's, lost touch with my prom dates. Started feeling like that I could hear the things that God say. But that don't mean I'm transformed. I was listening to Common, but that don't mean I'm Jansport. Hooping with my glasses on, that don't mean I can't score. You better check me up. Crashed my mom's minivan, bet I'm not fessing up. Catch me these days, you can bet I'm not dressing up.
We got us 5 heads on him. Tell him what you want. Own it. Amen. In our church. On this here morning, the title of my message is God Can Bless a Hot Mess. Amen. Amen.
What's up, family? This is Q. You are watching Speak Life. Bam, with Quan. Let's go. Let's get it.
Q's so dope.
Yeah, welcome back to Speak Life. We were just talking off air, man. That was a dope interview. Just having them on again and just having that relationship to be able to, get some of these people on that we've even looked up to over the years is really dope.
It is.
We're going to get into some music reviews in a minute, but just what's your thoughts?
I think it's really, really, I think it's really dope that that Taelor is like he's the senior pastor of his flock, and nobody there knows it. Like he doesn't. Like I think that's one of the most. That's so precision. That's like such wisdom, especially because he doesn't want anything to be misinterpreted. Because the church does misinterpret a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? I think that's dope. I really love his heart, man. Like I don't like to follow people on Instagram or any socials until after I've actually like spoken to him. So now I'm actually gonna I'm gonna start following him because I don't want to look like a soccer type person. But now that he's had a chance to meet me, I think it's dope. And what I noticed, he called me Joe Seif because like I'm always online. I'm always portrayed as Joe Seif. And Peace calls me Dodo.
Yeah.
Only certain people, like people that are like, closer, that have like a certain relationship, they call me Dodo. And I like, to me, that's a big respect thing coming from Peace, man. Like, cause I've looked up to Peace for years, man. Like he's amazing what he does. And you're right. It was a dope interview. I love all the interaction online. Everybody was like feeling the project. It was just dope. It's dope. I like it. I like this platform that we have, man. We're able to do a lot of really cool stuff.
No, but even when he hit me up to say, I want you and Dodo to listen to it together, you know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. So yeah, it's definitely respect. But yeah, if you guys missed any of that interview, please go back and watch the replay. And if you guys want to share it, make sure you share it. Even if you don't want to share it, just share it. That helps us. It helps the algorithm when people share. When you hit the little like, there's hearts on here. You could like those too. But like the video, we have 9 likes and we have 12 people watching. So if you're watching live right now and you haven't liked the video, just like it. It helps with the algorithm. So if you like what we're doing here on Gorilla Cross Network and on Speak Live Radio, show us by liking it, helping our algorithm.
It sucks because I looked down, I was like, oh, I'm one of the people that didn't like it. So I liked it. So I knew, like, going into it, I remember when we had Journey, when we did an interview with Journey back in the garage studio, and I was just calling out a bunch of old projects and different old things that he did, and he just kept going like, wow, like you're pulling up old stuff. And I'm like, I think it's really cool when artists they don't realize the impact that they have. They're like, I can't even believe that you know that track or you know that song. They're like, when I met Coffee from Grits at the MGM. Like he was seeing, like we all got together and hung out, and I was talking about like his like Factors of the Seven and the projects, like stuff like that. This was after Grammatical, and he was like, bro, like you're bringing up old like stuff. Like you heard that?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, man, like you guys impact a lot more people than you think. Like your music is really needed. And I just love it that the Pillars gave way to everybody, like everybody in the chat. Like you have the platform, you have the opportunity because of these people. So definitely support, please support them. Especially on Bandcamp, because Peace gets more of those proceeds than if you were to get them through like, anywhere else, like Apple Music or stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially when you're an artist yourself. Cause there's so many fans of hip hop now that are also artists. So I always say that, man, if you're an artist, you want people to support you. The best way for people to support you is to pay it forward first, support them. And you'll get support as well. But all right, man, we have like 4 songs to review. I think that's all we have. I think maybe 1 or 2 videos and 2 songs. So we're going to do our reviews tonight, just me and Joe Seif. We were trying to get more people here, but I'm actually glad we didn't, because we were going to try to start the reviews right at 7 at our regular time, but the interview went exactly the way it was supposed to go as far as the time limit and stuff like that. So yeah, man, a journalist actually sent a song today, and we're going to play that right now. It's on Spotify. Where to go? All right, I'm opening it up. And this is called Daughters right here. Wait, what song is it?
Hey, big up, Dax. Good looking out, man. I see you.
Log in. I keep trying to log in.
Oh, we got a lot of dead air. Okay. Like, I mean, shoot, I'll keep talking. Yeah, man. Like, I think it's dope.
Okay, I think we got it.
Okay, never mind. There we go.
This is The Journalist right here, Speak Life Radio. This is the first review, C Duffel. So we got your song coming up.
So blessed to be a father to my 2 girls, more precious than diamonds or a pile of pearls. We dance together in this life as it spins and twirls. Just know you always have my heart, you are my world. Always protect you when life gets harsh and cold. Every time I see you too, I see heart strong and bold. Always dancing around, lighting the room with your smiles. I know it's hard right now, that it's been a while since I was able to hold you, my princesses. I haven't always been the best dad, truly confess this. Rock my girls in my arms, you are God's blessings. I'm always here no matter the distance to teach you these lessons. I pray you both find people who love and cherish your heart, who hold you like I did when those nights got dark. Cause in your eyes, baby girls, I see the brightest spark. When God made you both, he truly left his mark.
Is that a sample?
I believe so. I hope it is. This is super dope. That part is really dope. I like the beat.
This world will tell you that you're ugly, you're not worthy of love. That is the lie from the pit. Let me speak truth from above. You are amazing, wonderful girls, deserving of love. Always be there for you when push comes to shove. I can't wait to walk you both down that aisle. See you in those white dresses and those sunny smiles. Even when I'm old and gray, memories don't fade away. Cause I'm thankful for you too, each and every day. I truly can't express what you both mean to me. Truly my honor and joy to be your daddy. We walk hand in hand through these shifting sands, reminding you that God has these perfect plans. I'll be there through buying makeup and all the breakups. Remember, God loves us, he'll never forsake us. To be women who love the Lord, who reflect his light, who stand up for what's right, and when needed, you fight. girls who will grow up to be women of truth. I wrote this song for you to express how much I love you. Cause when this world lies to you, God's love is the truth. You can count on me no matter what life throws at you. I'll be there to dry those tears and help calm all your fears. Cause I'm sitting here thinking back on crazy years. Growing up before my eyes, I'm truly blown away. You are the answers to the words that we prayed. I know you both will be amazing mothers one day. You'll stay up late at night with your sick kids and you'll pray. Love them with all that you have. Don't let them slip away, because before you know it, they'll be moving away. So teach them all the things that I taught you. To love people regardless of what they're going through. Be ready to listen when someone needs your ear. And smile at yourself when you gaze in that mirror.
All right, that's the journalist with daughters right here. Speak Life Radio, live music and video review, or just Speak Life. I forgot. I keep putting the radio on there. But it's a long song. That's my only negative, is there's still about 20 seconds left on this song when I shut it off. So that's the only thing. People's attention span is not there for a 4+ minute song anymore. But the beat was super dope. So the beat kept my attention. It's a very smooth flow. That sample, which he did say it was a sample, was really dope. I like that he's a lyrical dude, and he didn't try to get too lyrical with a song about his daughters, because sometimes we see that.
Word. People
are trying to flip something on something that needs to be just like a story, emotional. You're rapping to your daughters. You don't want to have like crazy things where they have to get a thesaurus to try to understand what you're saying. So I like it a lot. I would like to see a video, but at the same time, you don't want to put your kids in a video.
Facts.
So that's you might get some actors and stuff like that to actually, play along with what's going on. But overall, man, I like that song a lot. I have a stepdaughter that's my daughter. You have a son, so you still feel the same thing. There is a difference when it's a girl and boy, from what I've heard. I know I treat my nieces a little bit different than my nephews, as far as like the protection factor and different things like that. Even though you're protective over your kids, there's something different when it's a girl as a man. So I think he had a lot in there. He has a video idea with actors.
That's cool. He said he does have a video with that.
Wrote it live on TikTok one night.
Wow.
I know he goes live on TikTok a lot. I'm hardly ever on TikTok. Anytime I go on, he's usually live. I don't like TikTok at all. I think it's a trap. You go there, you start watching videos, and you need to go watch part 2, and none of them really have anything to do with each other. But anyways, I do like that a lot. The length of the song is the only thing I didn't really like. It was a little too long. I would have shortened it a little bit if it were me. But at the same time, if it's for your daughters, and they're going to listen to it a lot.
Right.
Back to back. I will give that song a 3.9 because of the length.
So I really like the track. So this is the first time I've heard Journalist. For some reason, this is the first time I've heard your flow style. It's different, and like I think it might be because the BPM on the track was slower. You were able to ride and do better, like more things with the way you were delivering words. And I like that. I like when I can hear rappers ride the beat better, where they make the syllables become part of like the kick, snare, and hi-hat. So good job on that. I love it. The only thing that I heard that I was like, I'm not sure like how I'm feeling that is it would sound like your vocals weren't recorded at the same time, because like
that third verse definitely sounded different.
Like it feels like the emotion wasn't the same on each one. Like you would get back to it, but it sounded different. And I wasn't sure if you recorded them at different times or not. And so, and I'm a fan of 3 verses and the hooks. Like I like long songs, but I'm just an old head. But Quan is right. Like length is a huge thing when it comes to tracks in 2024. But I love everything about that track, man. Like, because it's for your kids, dude. It's dope. And there's a lot of girl dads that are going to hear this track and be like, yo, like this is my song for you, baby girl. Like, so like, I think it's a it's a genius track. It's dope. And it's heartfelt. I could tell it wasn't like a pitch or a grab to like try to, I'm going to make something just for girls, like dads and moms here's a song for my daughter. It's like, this is how I really feel. And I see in the comics, like the stuff that you're going through because you're unable to see them. So I feel the emotion in it. I give the track a 4.7.
Okay. There we go. All right, we are giving $10 away tonight, and we didn't announce a winner last time with me, you, and Luke.
I thought
because we all had different. We were going to do a poll. On Instagram.
That's right.
We need a social media manager because I'll forget the next day because then I have to come into work and then I forget to do things that I say I'll do on the show, and I think I still owe people money. So I appreciate. Listen, if we say you won money on the show and you're DMing us. Because we haven't paid you, that's okay. Like, don't feel like I'm mad because you're in the Guerrilla Cross DMs on Instagram. I appreciate the reminders.
You're reminding.
Exactly. So don't think we're not trying to give you the money just because, or that we're mad that you're asking for the money. If we said you won, then we're giving you that money. So, all right. The next song is a video from Sir Caleb. He changed his name, I guess, to Sir Caleb at one point, and he's back to C. Duffel. So I'm glad you're still C. Duffel, because Sir Caleb, I would not have ever called you that ever in my life.
Who'd you get knighted by? That's what I want to know. Who'd you get knighted by?
Ever.
Like, where'd you go get knighted at?
Ever, bro. Sir Caleb.
Like
you always
C.
be
Duffel.
turtleneck to me. His very first track, he wore a turtleneck, and we've always called him turtleneck. But this is an unreleased song and video right here on Speak Life. Here we go.
Hope it has his tag. C. Duffel.
It's Q. You are watching Speak Life. Bam, with Quan. Let's go. Let's get it.
I love it. Oh.
Sir Caleb.
Yeah. I woke up with a purpose and a plan. I put their own name in the land, and from the soilers who the name clothed the man. This is the legend of the pen who's fastened in Jehovah's hand. And still so used to break the bondage off his hand. The speak cutting in like Peter. You better follow the leader. I'm locked in with Jesus like stripes on the cheetah. I earned my stripes like a zebra. Been better from birth. I was him in the Venus. They bout that record like Venus or Serena. Tiptoeing all over the beat, ballerina. True step in the closest by fire jalapeno. Hidden in Jesus, that is my camera. I am seen. I'm something like the prodigal. Jesus out of my follicles, pathological prodigal, serum drip out my nostrils, thinking it's always logical. Of the pieces of modules, bitter to the unstoppable. Tell them that I'm unstoppable. Tell them demons say gotta go. Jesus ain't make them vominos. Vomos, those are for comical pictures of falling obstacles. Balance of falling optical. Jesus popping phenomenal. Say so sweet like a popsicle. I'm fighting in this battle for a reason. 10 toes down, I ain't leaving. I promise to my family it's my season. We taking over every region. I'm fighting in this battle for a reason. 10 toes down, I ain't leaving. I promise to my family it's my season. We taking over every region. I got a head of them snakes like Medusa. I see you, free second muscle cause I'm a shooter. Body, back is in my head makes you pursue ya. And you cannot take this body on my future. Carry the Bible with me like they carry Fendi. I'm a product of the neutron, shout out to Jimmy. They got them nicks in the cannon while I don't kitty. Shook me, you Judas is the one that got the shimmies. Bullets kissing on them bodies while they on the 20. 12 civil want the money so they kill for pennies. For the devil, got a shovel, career like Denny's. He want the beef, so I'm cooking like I work for Wendy's. Yeah, don't move my plate unless you want the word to shake. You ain't got no bones, that's why you slither like a snake. You got 2 heads, but I bet that you gon' learn today. I am working for Yeshua, better get up on my waist. I'm fighting in this battle for a reason. 10 toes down, I ain't leaving. I promise to my family it's my season. We taking over every region. I'm fighting in this battle for a reason. 10 toes down, I ain't leaving. I promise to my family it's my season. We taking over every region. Every region.
Wow. All right, Sir Caleb. I will call you Sir Caleb right now after that song. I don't know why it's not released. I don't know if it's because Sir Caleb is on there and you changed your name back to C. Duffel or what. Let us know why it's not released, because that song is ridiculous. The video's super clean. This is something we preach every single week on the show, is you didn't need to do a lot to make a dope video. It looked like a few scenes. You didn't have to have actors. You were there by yourself, and it made for a dope video. Kept my attention the whole time. And then lyrically,
Transitions, dude.
the transitions were super cool. And then lyrically, like the song, the beats super dope. Dope drops at the right times. This is a really good song. His rapping style, he gets better all the time. Like we've known him for the past 4 or 5 years, and his music gets better all the time. Let us know what you're doing with this track, because this is really dope. I'm giving it a 4.8 because I love it. Like I want to watch it and listen to it again. His flow is effortless. A lot of times when people are rapping that style, you hear like the struggle near the end, and there's not one struggle. And even if that's just how he records it, shout out to him for recording it that way, to sound like there's no struggle, because that's a very hard style to do, and it sounds very natural for him. So yeah, 4 whatever. What did I say? 4.7, 4.8.
You said 4.8.
4.8. Give me a 4.8 on that.
So I have a question. At the end of the video, there was a tag. It said "Respect the shooter." So, was that like the filmer, the person that was filming it, and as well as like editing? Because that video it was so clever. Like you could see like the single light on you at one point, and when you were in like the studio setting where there was like a blue light on one side and you had like a key on the other, like it was so minimal but so well shot. Like the person knew exactly what they were doing. So dope. And the transition work, I want to know what like, was that Premiere? Was it a Final Cut? Like what was it? Because like it was very, very, very well put together. The video, off the strength, it gets a 5 from me because that was such a well put together video. Like that's the type of like product I strive to put out, and that's beyond what I can put out. Like that is, I'm striving for that.
You could shoot that, but you can't edit that. That's why it's good. Like that's what a lot of videographers don't understand. You don't have to do all your own editing. And I've been learning that, like that project I sent you last week or whatever, when I'm like, you know what, I need to start hiring an editor for stuff like this.
That's it.
Just for time constraints too.
Somebody said, journalist said, shout out C. Duffel's wardrobe team. Everybody was talking about all of his gear. But yeah,
he's always wearing something cool,
bro. That the whole project, that like the song, everything, like, and you said you made the beat, like when those horns came in. The beat? When those horns came in, I was like, forget it, dude. Forget about it. That was it. Like, so like the track
he
gets
said
a
he
5.
made the beat?
Is that, I thought that's what I read. Yo, you made the beat too.
Right.
Yeah, he said, yeah.
Dang,
yeah.
man, whoa.
So like 5 across the board, bro. Like you got
Yeah,
this.
I'll give you a 4.9 for making that beat too.
Yeah.
Man.
Fire.
Wow. C. Duffel. You need to put those back on.
Yeah, those tags, man.
Because a lot of people have horrible tags and they leave them on forever. And you have a cool tag, so you need to keep that. All right, catchy. Man, let's get to the next one. I think Zone 3. Did you send us one, Zone 3? Because I do not see one from you. So if you did, send it again. But all right, this is TNV, That New. This song is called Heavy, and it's just a song, so we're going to play that right now. They used to submit a long time ago, and it's been a long time. A new single comes out this Friday, so it's not even out yet. So here we go. We're going to play that right here. Hopefully. Loading.
He said, that's the highest you ever given me, Quan.
Yeah, you won't ever get anything higher than that again.
It's getting heavy, heavy, heavy. And heavy is the crown. Yeah, it's getting heavy.
You're like them,
heavy. And heavy is the crown. It's either dominion or sin, and we get caught in our feelings. I'm feeling the pressure. I'm better than anything they put in front of me. Even better than failures, mistakes. In heaven's sakes, I break the laws of gravity. I made cake safe from what savagery makes. Try to shake it off with a dance and a shimmy. Hope the Lord forgives me. Was hitting free willies when the heart was empty. Was falling, no Jimmy. It's my turn, no Timmy. Was on that yak and Henny, forgive me. We was hotter than a microwave, no Vinny, you get me? Just penny for thoughts, got caught in the matrix. They basic, we lace it, we place it. We playing the throne and got many faces. Many phases, no cases. Got away from the rat races. It still amazes they play us. Was in sin like Vegas. So Lord take us, I'm trying to be led to the throne. It's on. They used to call me extra, but I'm trying to phone home, no zone. Can I call or text you? I can't rely on Tyrone. I never had a Tesla, but I used to ride on chrome. Heavy is the crown, I drown on my sorrows and sing. And heaven knows. Yeah. Heavy is the crown, a heavenly sound, I'm king. And heaven knows. And heaven knows it's getting heavy, heavy, heavy. And heavy is the crown. Yeah, it's getting heavy.
See, I wish this one came with a video too.
And heavy is the crown. Position for power, see many cowards get devoured, no doubter. They all got flowers, got devoured in they final hours, no voucher. The taste was sour, I'm glad somebody prayed for me like Crowder. Could have been ate up like chowder, grew from rain showers. Call the doc, no Doogie Howser, we was in need for healing. We felt like twin towers, my praise about to hit the ceiling, revealing any evil part of me carnally that's affected my children. My hand had a shuffle, a hustle, with cards they dealing. The devil killing them softly, it's costly, a check I can't cash. I told you I was bossy, was in debt like Dame Dash. I stay on the Rockefellers trying to put me down like crabs. Being rebellious is played out like Cam Newton's stab. No quick jab, it's so fab, I had more than one shot. I peeled the scab, I can see the devil made you hot. Threw you a pass like McNabb, I write it down and just jot. We be on some Roy Jones, so we must have forgot. Heavy is the crown, I drown on my sorrows and sing. And heaven knows. Yeah. Heavy is the crown, a heavenly sound, I'm king. And heaven knows. And heaven knows it's getting heavy, heavy, heavy. And heavy is the crown. Yeah, it's getting heavy, heavy, heavy. And heavy is the crown. It's getting heavy, heavy, heavy. And heavy is the crown. Yeah, it's getting heavy, heavy, heavy. And heavy is the crown.
This is a crew.
Right,
this is a crew, right?
Yeah.
Man.
I'm gonna let you go first.
Yo, so this
And
reminds.
real quick, they used to submit way back in the day when we had the website up, which is relaunching in January. When we had GUERILLACROSS.com up, they used to send music to be submitted to the page and stuff like that, or to the website all the time. Bought ad space, I believe, from us too. So they've been around for a while, man. And I always liked their style because they did have like that just old school hip hop flavor. But go ahead,
bro. Like, I like it because it reminds me of like crew. Like it reminds me of how my crew used to be. Like I used to be part of a crew called FOM, and we all had like we would vibe the same. So a lot of the tracks like we would like rhyme the same. Like it was like crew. And this is mad nostalgic. I love it. Like I love the beat. I love everything, how grimy it is. It's just really well put together. There's not too much of anything going on. It's just like, hey, we're just gonna just throw it out there. And I really like the delivery of the rhymes. Like there's certain like flexing when you're dope. It's not flexing. It's just you're just being. There's some people that try to flex that didn't sound flexing to me at all. At all. This was just dope. Like I would definitely cop this album. Like this track right here alone specifically is super dope. I'm gonna give it I gave C Duffel a 5, so like I'm gonna give this a 4 or 5 because there's no video. I wish there was a video.
I was saying the same thing. If there was a video of this, I would have.
All kinds of stuff going on with the like. I want to see a video of this, so I'm gonna give him a 4 or 5.
All right, I'm gonna give it because I prefer videos. I can't give it more than. I can't give it too high.
You can give it a 3 aren't you?
No, I'm gonna give it a 4 because it was really dope. I think sometimes the mix sounded a little too high, and actually had the volume kind of low compared to most songs that I play in the studio. So the mix was a little high and a little like the highs were a little bit too high, and then when that singing voice came in on a couple parts, it sounded a little too loud. So just the mix could have been a little bit better, but I'm being very, very picky right now. I'm gonna give it a 4.1 because it was really good. I would have loved to see a video.
Yes.
Because I see a lot, like I see the video in my head too.
Yeah.
Which is dope because the song is showing us something, right? And it might be showing me and you two different things, but I see a lot of like crazy transitions and different scenes and different, like train tracks. Something.
Where are they from?
I'm not sure. I can't remember.
Because I do see a lot of city. Like I see like in the video, like I can see like just
subways
standing on a corner underneath an elevated train type of thing. And then like just like I'm serious. Like it's in the cold. I'm dressed up, jackets, boots, and I'm standing in front of using a Dutch angle camera, standing in front of a burning trash can, like fire, like a fire in a can type of thing, just delivering rhymes. Heavy as the crown. Oh my gosh, like I see a bunch of stuff for a video. It's dope. It's dope.
All right. Let's see. I have Satellite Kid Weeze is not spam. So I got Weeze. I didn't get Zone 3. You said you sent something. I didn't get it. So make sure you spell it right. music@speakliferadio.com. Make sure you spell that right. All right. Next track we have is an older one from Avery Harden. And announcement, Avery Harden is going to be live in the studio next week. He's going to be in Vegas. And so as he always does, or mostly does, he's going to come to the studio for a live interview. And Weeze, the Satellite Kid, who we're going to be playing after this, he said he's coming out here too. So we're going to have a dope show next week with some dope interviews.
Man.
We'll do some music reviews, and we'll have some live performances in the studio. So all artists in Vegas, that's your call to come here, show the hospitality for the artists coming in from out of town. And let's have fun, man. We'll get some pizza. We'll get some food. If you're vegan, then you just watch us eat. But this is Avery Harden with Like Yay. And make sure you guys tune in next week. We'll be back at our regular time, 7 p.m. West Coast time right here on GUERILLACross.com. You can go to that website. It goes directly to our YouTube channel. So, but subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/GUERILLACross. Make sure you spell it right. Not like the monkey, but like the warfare. Here we go. This is Like Yay right here. Speak Life.
Yeah, Cole, the GOAT, bro. Best, greatest of all time, for sure.
I was Cole the GOAT.
Bro,
Lil Wayne the
J.
GOAT.
Cole, bro. Lyricism.
No, Lil Wayne, metaphors, trendsetter.
People need to quit that Lil Wayne's the GOAT.
Skateboards.
Bro, I don't want to have this conversation
fight me
no
over
more.
that.
Cole is the GOAT, bro.
No, he's not.
The GOAT.
You want to know who else the GOAT?
Who?
Ooh, he
Bro,
bagging.
why he trying to bag?
He bagging for real.
You really look like Karis LeVert. I'm on your head, boy.
2 Chainz, A$AP Rocky, Whoopi Goldberg, Booker T, Missy Elliott. Stop bagging. Don't bag right now. We can really get going for sure. Keenan and Kel, both of them. What? Stop playing.
Why y'all bagging?
T-Pain for sure though. You got the glasses too. T-Pain.
Love, new year, keeping the focus. I got a lot to prove.
All right.
He looks just like it too. Check on my altitude. I'm beating the odds. I'm from the Bay. That's what I out to do. So give me the beat. They watching me eat just like Italian food. Now I just want respect on the internet. I'm like a ticking time bomb. They got me on Tourette's. I mean, I cut these rappers up like I used to let. And if you're playing with your boy, it's like Russian roulette.
You might have played this video before. I've seen it.
Now I'm here. I ain't gonna let you people take it, Trying to get higher than I'm living in the spaceship, It's a part of God's plan. It's like a Drake, Okay, my ex went back to her abuser, that loser. Beat her till her body hit the cruiser, that's true, sir. Is she here? This now pray for her future, why do, sir? It's evident he looking for round 2, sir, that's true, sir. Okay, if you ain't riding, you in the way, I be on my own. I feel like yeah. If you ain't vibing, you in the way, I be on my own. I feel like yeah, riding. What's up? Riding. What? Riding. I feel like yeah, you in the way. I'm just trying to make my wildest dreams come true.
Yeah, we definitely played
watching
this
from
before.
the couches like you stream Hulu. I can see you while I'm up here in the bird's eye view. While I kick you with the kings like my name's size. So now I'm all up in your head just like it's Pantene. Try to jump up if you won't look like a trampoline. You couldn't beat me even if you had a tag team. I could really serve you if you want on my dragons. I'm on top of the world. I get what I want and they know that I'm thorough. I'm sicker than most and they watching me hurl. I gotta work hard to get what I deserve. I'm the one they gotta mention. I'm cutting through all of the tension. I'm cold as Daughter and Blitz. Inner Kardashian, looking like Tristan. You ain't convinced yet? I'm the best at my city. I've been there. If you wanted to smoke,
I would've did the fisheye lens on this part though.
Fire from the field. Cry me a king, Buddy Hill. I run circus round, you circus clowns. All aboard the Ferris wheel.
This looks like they tried. It looks like it's 16 or something.
I be on my own. I feel like yeah. If you ain't
You could have rented a fisheye for that.
I be on my own, I feel like yeah, ride, I feel like yeah, you in the way, I can see you mad, you see me out here working, get into the bag.
The white girl with the tambourine.
They did not believe, but I knew I deserved it, focus on my craft, I feel like yay, ride. Okay, ride.
That is Avery Harden with Like Yay right here. Speak Life Radio. Speak Life, podcast show.
How old was
Speak
that?
Life. 3 years old. So
Yeah.
I know he submitted that before. I don't know how long ago. So whatever I rated it that time, I'll rate it the same this time. I don't know what it was, but probably a 4.3 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe more. It's very creative. I love creative, when they're doing different scenes, and especially when they're throwing it back to old school movies and wrestling and Busta Rhymes and, different things like that. So I really like the creativity on it. Very smooth track. Like the fisheye I mentioned, the fisheye lens would have been easy to get.
He said he regrets not getting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fisheye lens is you could have rented it, or people have them laying around because people buy them and don't use them. I think I have one, or my brother has one. But you'll use it every once in a while for something.
Yep.
So it's good to have one, and they're not really like expensive lenses anymore. So that would have been dope. That would have set that off a little more. But I'll give it a 4.3. Yep.
I'm gonna give it a 4 or 5, definitely. And this is, everything Avery does. Like I love what Avery does, but this is the biggest thing that I can say. And I think Aves is in the chat. So like, bro, take this like in all of the awesomeness that I'm trying to deliver it with, bro. This is 3 years old, and I see how far you've come.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm so proud of you, man, because if this is 3 years old and you had it was dope then, and today, like the videos and the content you're putting out today, you could just see your progression. You haven't slid back. You've only moved forward. Keep pushing, bro. Everybody take notes. I know I say it all the time. Take notes of Avery because he is doing it how it should be done.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah, definitely. All right, let's move on. We have 2 more, and then I got to get out of here. This next one, and Zone did, I did get it from you. We have, click to download. Download to your device. Thanks, Wheeze, for making me download stuff. While we download that, we're gonna skip Wheeze the Satellite Kid and go to Zone 3. Unreleased track named Just Rap 3.
Okay.
So he might have had 1 and 2. We'd never heard it. But here we go. This is Zone 3.
Just rap. Just rap. Just rap. Just rap. Just rap. Just rap. Just rap.
When we flow in sick defenders, not the offense. Every lyric's for the Lord. I'm sick like if I'm nauseous.
Just rap 3.
Go ahead. 3rd degree burn, man, the devil trying to murder me.
Come at me.
Go ahead.
Well,
you better ask God, cause it's only common courtesy. While the enemy always trying to come in and murder me. Heard him regurgitating lies, then it occurred to me that he lifted up my vertebrae vertically. Now I'm serving him earnestly, never swerving over to the left lane. Used to smoke a bunch, I was off of the methane. Now I got the armor of God up in my chest plate. Rest day, never gonna happen when I'm training with the sensei. Follow God, not what the rest say. Child of the one king, he adopted me through prophecy. Hypostases, hypocrisy will be dealt with. We got to see, we the flock of sheep. I'ma come up in, disintegrating my sin, the mitigator is in. Lighting up the flint, throwing the flame on the pit. Word of God blast when I'm pulling on the pen. Thinking that you won, but really he's the one that wins. Gonna crumple up the paper, throw it in the trash bin. My past tense,
Anybody
y'all
else
never
on this?
catch the pitch. A pacifist, the master is the lyricist. Yeah. Holy Ghost filled, never spill the beans. Evander Holyfield with the 1, 2, 3. God knock him out with the title bout. The rest is history. Zone to the tray.
His
Low
patterns
every day.
are on.
Roll with the
Damn.
wave. Road that he paved. No, we not forbidden. Got the flavor just like Salt Bay. Move the parasitic, then we blow it up like Pompeii. Switch up the style, pick up the pallet crosses. We come to Christ, the enemy keeps us hostage. We like to fight, but we do it at the altar. Ignite the fire, Holy Spirit in my conscience.
Really good. Super clean
to
too.
ponder this. Never gonna
can hear
turn my
everything
back
you
on
say.
God, it's obvious. Get me on a track, then I body it and never call it quits.
When we flow in sick defenders, not the offense. Every lyric's for the Lord. I'm sick like if I'm nauseous.
Go, pop off the dome, I'm off and gon' ride. How am I supposed to grow without Christ? My life, if I deprive, get blindsided. My light turned on, we shine with that brightness. Never auto, used to be suicidal when then he came into my life. Now we the bride and he's the groom, removing the idols. Knowing if I go back, I'm gonna be homicided, divided. Nah, I never lying, always trying to be abiding up in the Christ. We fighting for our life, mighty is he, and I was diseased. He came and healed my body up like vitamin C, riding with Jesus.
When we flow in sick defenders, not the
the offense.
Every lyric's for the Lord.
I'm sick like if I'm nauseous.
If you don't have God in your life, better move with caution. He's the breath of life, like breathing tubes in my esophagus.
I'm off my rocker, there's a lot of us on Jesus' roster. Never listening to the lies of the imposter. Open up that book, I'm flipping pages, Proverbs. God first, never second. Said God first, never second. Just rap. Just rap. Just rap. Just rap. Just rap.
Who made the beat, Zone?
Yeah, whose beat is that? That's a dope beat.
Just rap.
And you wrote that beat perfectly.
Perfectly.
I think. The only parts I wasn't... Something about your intros, maybe just come in rapping. Like I don't think you need to talk necessarily on all of your intros. It's better than whispering like you used to do, but it's there's something about that. Maybe just come in. Like you don't have to say anything to fill up the beat. Sometimes let the beat breathe and just let the beat speak for itself. We kind of talked about that with Peace and Taelor. Something about the hook too. Like I liked it. I think maybe if you like, I like that it's a different voice. I don't really like it's just the tuning it down and having that sound. Maybe if you got somebody just with like a dope, deep voice to do that and not like try to change your tone to make it sound like, you know, the
like you're talking like
voice.
this.
Yeah, I think we got that's the wrong one.
We got that right here.
So I would have had somebody get on that just has like a dope, deep voice to do that, just a different voice, instead of knowing it's probably your voice and you're just changing that tone, because then you're rapping on the hook too with the regular voice that you're rapping on. So I would have maybe had some different effects on that too. But that's just being nitpicky on the hook part. As far as the verses, you definitely killed that. Like, you wrote the beat perfect. Someone said it had a Tech 9 influence. It definitely sounded a little Tech 9-ish, which if you could pull that off, though, because Tech 9 is ridiculous. So if you could even pull off a partially influenced by that, it came off really good. I'm going to give this song, this is one of his best songs.
It is.
I'm going to give it a 4.3 because I liked it a lot. And I'm not sure if it's out yet. Maybe do something different with the hook. Like the lyrics on the hook were fine, but do something different. I don't know what it was. That's the only thing that kind of was off for me every time it came through.
I am gonna give it a 4. I'm with you. I'm gonna give it a 4.32. But here's the thing. I feel like that whole third part after that hook, you could have like faded out after that. That would have been dope. And then like the intro should have just came. I feel like it was a little bit too much, but like there's a lot I could see that you can put that whole track onto like reels or whatever. Like people could use that and be like there's a lot that you could do with that. Like it was a really well put together, very well recorded. It was dope. I'm with Quan as well on the hook, man. Like that hook. Don't change it. Like even we had a buddy who like he had a split personality type of gimmick on one of his albums, and I can tell it was just him having this weird thing on his voice. I'm like, dude, we know that's you. Like, stop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's it. Other than that, yeah, man. Like it was really well recorded and well delivered, man. Super dope.
Yeah. All right, last one for the night. He's gonna be here live in the studio next week, hopefully. If you need a ride from the airport, let us know. Should we start an hour early next week? Because if we're gonna be kicking it with all these artists, can you come in at 6?
I could try.
We'll let you guys know. We might do an hour early, but we might just do 7. We can stick with 7.
Well, I mean, I'll have to talk to.
I'm just low key thinking if we're gonna have all these artists in here, we might want to like shoot something after the show.
That would be dope. Okay, I mean, I could definitely try. Like, I just need to. Yeah,
we might do 6 so we can, because.
So it'll be work. It'll be a whole lot of work.
Yeah, we might have some fun. So Weeze come with something. Yeah, I want to shoot. Next week.
Okay.
Downtown Fremont. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man,
do something fun.
Got all these new sticks, like these tube lights.
I know.
Too.
We can just
like
take all the tube.
Everything.
We don't need anything. Well, I'll take the small rig light.
Gorilla style, 100%. Man, look. Okay.
But all right, this is Weeze the Satellite Kid and just who? RZD? Rizd? I don't know what that says. But this is called Can't Get It Back right here. Speak Life.
Anxious thoughts run through your mind, but you can't press rewind. So you should take your time, cause once it's gone, you can't get it back. Anxious thoughts run through your mind, but you can't press rewind. So you should take your time, cause once it's gone, you can't get it back.
What is time but a currency? Never reoccurring once it's gone. So why we chasing dreams but never living in the moment? Why we chasing all these things but never dealing with what's on us? Hold within us, broken records like it's Guinness. Steady flexing like it's Popeye with the spinach. Never stop by for the scrimmage, but we pop out for the gimmicks. Questioning the struggle, but never working just to build the muscle. It's crazy how we risk it all for the validation. Passing on the keys like a valet waiting. Fiending for the feast, got us microwaving. But it's levels and degrees to this type of pacing. And my type of patience had priority shifting. Thought I was fooling the system, but really true and distant. My heart was cruel and dismissive to anything but the hustle. Elevated out the bubble, now it's free, so out the rubble.
Anxious thoughts run through your mind, but you can't press rewind. So
The hook grew on me.
take your time, cause once it's gone, you can't get it back. Anxious thoughts run through your mind, but you can't press rewind. So you should take your time, cause once it's gone, you can't get it back.
And the feeling that lingers, give them leisure. Life don't come with the DeLorean features. Throw the money back, the future experience teaches. And in secret, I be questioning, what am I teaching? I'm neglecting them, but duly I'm keeping them breathing. My perspective is abundance is due in due season. I believe he perceiving, I'm steady achieving. But the time that I'm away, it's hard to receive it. See, my absence and my presence felt circus, carousel. Life be on the up and down, endure, carousel. Mama, dad with carry wheel, two-part carry wheel. Life is not a balanced act, but active balance parallel. I was told to pray about it, never to be anxious about it. Anxiousness, a lack of trust, I don't see nowhere around it. Father God, and feel some type of wear about it. Wanna feel the wear about it. Wanna feel the wear about it.
That's Weez, right?
Anxious thoughts run through your mind, but you
His
can't press rewind.
voice is dope.
So you should take your time, cause once it's gone, you can't get it back. Anxious thoughts run through your mind, but you can't press rewind. So you should take your time, cause once it's gone, you can't get it back.
Take your time, can't press rewind. So free your mind, yeah, yeah. Cause once it's gone, you can't get it back. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no, 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 no. Just free your mind. Cause once it's gone, you can't get it back. 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 Once it's gone, you can't get it back. So take your time, free your mind. Can't press rewind. Once it's gone, you can't get it back.
Yo, that's Weez, the Satellite Kid. I don't know. Let me know the feature on there. I don't know that name, but Can't Get It Back right here. Speak Life. That's the last review for the night. We didn't have any bad songs. That's
None,
I know
none.
we only had a handful of reviews, but that was all fire songs. Thank you, because I didn't want you to ruin our night of having a great interview with some great artists and a great producer. But yeah, man, I love that song. I don't even know what to say about it. The beat.
It was so layered.
The
There was
hook,
so much going on in that beat.
There was a lot
dude.
going on. Just the way that whole song flowed, and both people on it were just like.
I feel like the mixing. There was a few of the sounds in the background on the beat. Like I feel like they were just a little bit too high. But at first when I heard it, I was like, oh. But then after it played, I was like, okay, it's good. It's just when it first came in, it was that boop 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 boop. I felt like that was a little bit too loud. But other than that, I mean, for even the hook, I was like, man, this hook, I'm not sure. But then when I heard the beat, I was like, okay, this works. Like very cleverly put together, super dope. yeah, man, that gets a. I'm gonna give it a 4 or 5 as well. I'm gonna give it a 4-4. I'm gonna give it a 4-4 because, like, Aves had the video, like and C Duffel had the. He gets the 5 from me.
Yeah,
like,
it's hard.
That's it.
C Duffel definitely won the night.
Yeah.
I'll give this probably a 4.4. Also, this is a really good song. And I'm just glad, man. We had a lot of good songs tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next week, oof.
Bro, next week's gonna be fun. So if you guys are in Vegas, I know PJ said he'll probably be back. He's been sick. So, pray for everyone that's been sick, man. I told him to take his vitamins. He's like, I'm better now. I'm like, that doesn't matter.
Still take them.
If you take your vitamins, you might get sick, but you have a lower chance of getting sick. So take vitamins, eat healthy, exercise. I'm doing all of them except eating healthy and exercising and taking my vitamins. No, I do take vitamins. D, C, and elderberry. I'm thinking of adding something else. I don't know, but it's been like I don't really get sick that much anymore, and I used to get sick a lot more. I eat less. I don't necessarily eat better, but I am going to be doing a meal prep spot and the gym. I have clients that are like personal trainers.
Man.
And today I had a bag of Fritos with bean dip just sitting here, and I would not eat them during their show because it's two personal trainers talking to each other. I'm over here with my little baby belly. And I'm like, I need to put these away and go to the gym a lot more. I go once in a while, but it's not, you know when you go like twice a month and it's like those 2 days didn't even do anything. Like you got to be more consistent.
Yeah.
At least twice a week. But
I'm not going to say anything.
At least 3 times a week. Well, I mean, listen, man, we follow you on Instagram. We see you up at 4 a.m. Always at the gym.
Not always.
By yourself.
Not always.
Got the whole gym to himself.
I try to go every day, every 5 days out of a 7-day week. Not always. I'm not always there. When I stopped doing 2-a-days like a couple months back, man, because I was always at the gym when I was doing 2-a-days. Like, so,
yeah.
And Peace, because I felt good because Peace even sent me a direct message. He was like, I see you, man. Like, I see you, because he was talking about how he's trying to get healthy again. He has a goal. And I was like, keep going, man. You're pushing me. And he's like, nah, man, you're pushing me. And I was like, oh, good looking out. Like, I'm glad.
And you're actually motivating. There's a lot of people that post gym stuff all the time, and I can't stand it. I'm like, dude, stop. But I don't know. I don't know if you just feel the vibe of somebody, like why they post.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are doing it because they're trying to like look at me type of deal.
Look at me.
You seem like you're doing it to motivate.
Well, I do it like so.
And even motivate yourself to have like your history of your stories and stuff like that, to see progression.
That's exactly why I do it.
I'm going to start posting. I've tagged myself at the gym on Facebook. You know when you check in? People don't really check in as much anymore, but when you check in at the gym and everything, I'll do that from my bed.
Oh, come on.
Because you can check in anywhere. I was just trying to prove a point.
Wow.
That a lot of these people checking in places might not even be there. Or they might have just drove by. But I'm going to take gym pics. I'm just going to sit there eating pizza in front of the gym.
Wow.
Like, these are my gym pics. I love pizza. If anyone wants to donate pizza to the studio, hit us up. C Duffel, DM me your Cash App. You won the $10 video of the night. And listen, man, we are trying to do a lot more on Guerrilla Cross. So make sure you guys please follow us at Guerrilla Cross on all social media. Follow me at Quan59 on all social media. And tune in next week. We're going to have a really dope, fun show. Weez the Satellite Kid is going to be in the building. We've never met him before. So hopefully he's cool in real life too, because we will kick him out of the studio if he's weird. And Avery Harden will be live in the studio also. I know I Am Light's going to be here. I think Zone 3 said he could probably make it. So we'll have a lot of people in the studio. Q said he would be able to make it next week, I believe.
Love it.
And Kels, we've been trying to get Kels in here. He has basketball games at weird times, so trying to get him in. It will be at 6 or 7 West Coast time, so we're going to figure the time out. But it'll be either 6 or 7. We won't go any earlier or later. So we will be here. If you're in Vegas and you just want to hang out and be in the studio and watch the show with us next week, come through. We're going to get some food. If you want to donate to us, hit our Cash App and donate. But listen, man, we are out. We appreciate you guys for tuning in, and we will see you next week.
Let's go. In the beginning, light hit the darkness. The planets felt gravity. Light and the dark split. Human from the soil. Light hit the dark skin. Humans made a choice, and life took a dark twist. Why did a good God make a human suffer? And why would Kanye sit down and talk to Tucker? Why should I believe that the universe ain't making the decisions? And why should I be forgiven? Are these the commandments or really just your morals? Am I still getting paid when they globalize the euro? I don't know, I just came to be the preacher. How else they gonna hear it if the attention span's weaker? The new Ecclesiastes are for mental health. The kingdom come, the Prince of Peace gon' come down, meet you at the living well. He won't let you live in hell. Come on, bring your burden in. The martyrs are the Colosseum slaves and the burning men. Mamas are the single parents, how the boys turn them in. King James Version said the spirit seen it all from the firmament. Yeah, it's the creator of every living thing, and that includes the creatives. It's the commandment we don't worship the created, and every word that rises against the fathers, we hate it. So tell me what's the argument for 40 days of raining and the flood for the planet God's sorry that he made us? How could the clay and the potter still negotiate? And if the moon stood still, then we supposed to wait. So how you serving with an open case? Where was mankind when the measurements was made for the ocean base? Must be a chosen race, never just a voter base, never just to motivate. Our king was a rebel to the spirit world, never just a Roman state. That's the way I know I'm safe, that's the way I know it's faith. That's the same power, see him floating on the waters like it's roller skates. That's the reason that it's supernatural just to know his grace. Yeah, this is the holy place, this is the only way, this is the golden gate. Golden gate.